Oh my gosh.
hi.
Holy cow.
Oh, hi.
Ugh, I hold my breath the whole time.
What?
Uh,
So long.
How are
Wait.
you bunch of beautiful sexies doing tonight?
The screen hasn't
Welcome.
changed.
Has it not? It has on
yeah,
mine.
it has.
Yeah.
It takes a second.
There's the delay, refresh page.
Oh, it was a mad delay. It was a mad long delay.
Maybe
Sometimes those
Well.
just happen and you got to refresh page.
Oh, I
Okay.
like that little peek at Chris's ass that we
That
got.
was pretty good.
Oh, I get to watch it in the replay. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Enjoy.
We got so many
Yeah,
buddies
nice.
here tonight. We got such a big early crew. That was awesome.
So many friends.
no. Hi, buddies.
Hi,
Oh, the
buddies.
friendos.
Hi, the buddies.
Did you
That
just
was-
catch it?
Almost
the
fully
replay?
his ass.
Wait, did you guys just see my butt?
Almost
Yeah.
fully, yeah.
Hey.
You guys don't understand. That's like his
Random.
worst nightmare.
Oh,
That's
buddy.
his worst nightmare.
I am
sorry.
spitzing.
Don't worry.
He is literally
It'll be-
like
it'll be
so
flipped out of the
self-conscious
mod.
about showing crack. Like he talks
It'll
about
be
all
so
the
fine.
time.
It'll be
That's his biggest
flipped out of the
fear.
VOD.
That's
Don't
what
worry.
you get for prying about my pooping habits earlier.
He will
That's-
never financially recover from this moment.
Oh,
Stream
my
didn't know
God.
about that. Grace.
Well,
Don't worry.
George Fields, you just call me Mock?
Don't worry. I'll clip it so you can watch it forever.
Don't clip my
Mock.
ass,
Mock.
please. I am
Someone
actually
clip his-
really upset that you guys saw my ass. I'm sorry, buddy.
It's a little.
I didn't
not,
see
not
anything.
a lot.
You know,
No,
if
it's-
if this had been YouTube, you would have made so much money. My highest viewed video on YouTube to date got taken down recently, but it was literally because there was a split second of crack visible. And it wasn't even like the whole bunch, just the barest while I was working on my motorcycle in the garage. And that got added to so many weird YouTube playlists. But I had like 170,000 views or more on that video before it got taken down. 500,000 maybe. It was really high. And then they took it down.
The lesson
After, like,
is
6
don't
years.
have a butt crack.
Just seal
Or only
it.
do it on
Just
Yeah,
seal
YouTube.
that bad boy up, slather
Seal it right
some
up.
spackling in there, and just
Yeah.
Kyle X
Monetize it.
Wyatt.
The story
That's
is
such a
monetize
reference.
it. Crack kills.
Oh my god.
Fucking Kyle
Speaking of
XY.
showing our asses on the internet,
Hey,
Yay!
that's me.
we could play some da-da-da-da-da-da.
Done, done.
Okay,
Mm.
okay.
Do we
Yeah.
wanna
Cry
do we
later.
wanna just jump right into it?
We gotta get that recap.
It's true.
Just jump into it.
Jump.
Let's just jump into it. 40.
Oh god, don't start it. Every
love
fucking
Gravity
white
Falls.
guy, every
Within a
white guy is
50-mile
gonna come
radius.
out of the woodwork to do
The hair
their
on their
fucking
arms.
Rick impression.
Just tingle.
Gosh.
Outside my apartment, there's like a thunderous shake on the ground. As like
We just hear the
500,000 people
distant
just.
sounds of.
Yeah, you just see
More-
you just see the water in your glass like do
Start
the
to
like the
shake.
T-Rex. Yeah.
They'll have a Monster Energy drink in hand.
Oh god. They
And
have
the
those big like dumb visors.
whatever
Actually,
the
Rick and
McDonald's
Morty is a
sauce they
highly
were
intelligent
obsessed
show.
with.
The Szechuan sauce.
Szechuan
Szechuan
sauce.
sauce, yeah. Just that in like a Yeti thing. Like anyway.
They've got like the douche sunglasses. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh
Yeah.
my god, yeah. It's like a it's a must.
It's just how you do it.
But let's just jump into it. So, last we left off, the Soul Seekers were locked in combat with a monstrous creature spawned from the fallen Ostenar Ethos, fellow Damarcog member to Quinn and apparent traitor to his order. His transformation was eerily similar to Fallon's, only instead of becoming a monster made of hands, he was covered in jagged, singing mouths. Meanwhile, Quinn made it to the source of the Hallow that kept the area cloaked in magic darkness and was able to dispel it. Now aided by their vision, the group eventually dispatched this creature, all the while hounded by swarms of bats summoned by the Maw from the timeout box, read Wall of Force, that May had locked him in. The Soul Seekers in the end stood triumphant over the Maw, who turned into mist and began to float away down the hall. The group followed and noticed he was about to float into the open portal to the strange world that Celine had discovered. May tried to close the portal with Celine's help, but unfortunately the magic that held it open was too strong, and the maw slipped through. The group proceeded to explore the dungeon, eventually coming upon a locked door. They used a magical item found in the ruin of Ostinar's body to unlock it, and heard a voice calling from the darkness, asking if anyone was there. It is here that we rejoin the Soul Seekers. Celine, you have just heard this. Koigrim, you as well.
Yeah, hi. We're here to talk to you about your car's extended warranty.
We've been trying to reach you.
Yeah.
Would you like to hear about our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ?
Yes.
So,
No.
what do you all do? You hear this voice.
Just like do like the like thing with Celine where it's just like both look at each other, look back in.
So who's in there?
Are you calling out?
Mhm.
I am. My name is Kodra.
Oh, okay. Well, in.
Shuts the door. No, I'm just kidding.
No.
Don't know him.
Stranger danger.
Yeah, Koigrim
Oops.
will come on in as well.
Oh no, I think I re-darkened it. I'm sorry.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
oh,
I'm
no!
sorry. I'm sorry.
Help! Help!
How dare you make a mistake?
So. And, you know, I'll just go ahead and pop us on over to the combat screen just so we can see.
May is,
Mhm.
May, after everybody walks down the hall, May will walk over to Rocky and grab her hand and walk down the hall behind everybody.
Yeah, I'm still blind. Oh no, I'm less
No,
blind.
you're good. No.
No,
You're
you've got
No.
lights. There are lights now.
Yeah, dancing Yeah. lights is up.
Yeah, Rocky definitely lets that happen.
So you kind of proceed into what looks like a prison cell area. And as you approach, there are two figures in the first two cells that you approach. Both of them kind of like curled up against the walls in the dark, and as the light hits them, you see a small kind of halfling woman in rags and a taller kind of tiefling woman who wears kind of like the ruins of finer clothes.
Quinn, could you come up here, please?
Yeah. I'll move up towards the front.
Quinn, you see the unmistakable forms of Zilly Orangeheart and Irina Jade. They don't register your movement.
They don't see me?
They don't appear to respond to the light. They're kind of just like slumped against the walls.
Can we get this open? Can we get these open?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I'll start going and picking.
Okay.
I'm gonna start trying to like just bust it.
Okay.
Busted.
Give
Can
me
I would once again like
Stop
to roll
saying
to bust,
busted.
please.
roll to bust and roll to pick.
It's just a really like satisfying, like consonant heavy word to say. You know what I
Yes.
mean? Yeah, bust.
Bus.
Bust.
Yeah. Okay. We'll just do it to him
And
slightly.
also, okay, so Celine's working on this door. Celine, you easily kind of pop this open.
I'm not supposed to be rolling with advantage, so it is the first one. But the first one happens to be the 24. So
Yeah, you. It opens wide.
I'm gonna rush into Zilly's and just hug her and see if I can get her to stand.
She is unconscious. Make a medicine check as you kind of wrap your arms around her.
Oh no,
Oh, God.
no.
Oh my god.
She is unconscious. She is cold. She is pale. But she is alive.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So she's either experienced a ton of trauma, or she's a vampire. We need to stake her in the heart. We need to kill her right now.
Can't take any chances.
She is like covered. You see, like as her head kind of rolls in your arms, like there are bite marks all along her neck, shoulders, her arms.
Okay. I'm gonna set Zilly down, and just kind of move. I'm gonna move down the corridor and see
Okay.
if I can see everyone else.
Yeah. So in the second row here, you see Idrithil Arenis, also kind of unconscious, curled up sort of on the floor. In the final set, there is Kodra, who's kind of kneeling with their hands around the bars, and Ardawil, who actually has a metal like plate over his mouth but appears conscious.
Ooh.
I
Okay.
rolled to try and unlock this
Unfortunately, that is just shy of what you needed.
poop. I'm like, Koigrim! Koigrim!
I kind of like push my way back. I just like visually check to see that they're in there. I see Arduel, and I just kind of like,
He gives you
One
a
sec.
short nod.
I step back and try to get as central as possible. That'll do it. And I'm going to, with my spell slot that I just got for hitting 10th level, I'm going to cast Mass Cure Wounds.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh,
Good
fuck.
stuff.
Hell
Wait,
yeah.
But what if
If-
they're fakes and you're healing the fakes?
Everybody within, well, not everybody. I choose 6 people within 30 feet. I'm choosing the 5 members of the Damercog. And I'm choosing whoever looks the most beat up of the group.
Is anyone bloodied?
I'm at
I'm
like 2/3.
kind of-
I'm
I'm
at
at-
like half-ish.
I'm at 31 out of 52, whatever that is. I don't want to do the math.
I'm about half-ish, but I have like, I'm a big sponge.
I'll give it.
so it's
I'll give it
okay.
to Rocky.
All right, so Rocky, you get 18 back.
You get 18 back.
Um,
Fucking
Nice.
Jesus.
There are kind
I
of these
w-
coughing sounds that begin to sort of echo in this space, with the exception of kind of like where Koigrim you're standing, the two who are already conscious.
Sure. I would love to go ahead and just bonus action rage, and then give myself advantage on the breakage, and continue the breakage.
Sure.
This is on, I think, Kodra's 23.
Beautiful.
And then we move down and do another one.
Pew, pew, pew.
Oof. Think I still have Bardic Inspiration. I would
I think you
love to
do.
use it
Yeah, please.
if that's okay.
Go on ahead.
So at the time you gave it to me, it
It was
was
a
a D8. Okay. All right, cool. So that's a
That'll do
23
it. Yeah.
to bust on that one, and then we
Bust.
go back. We go all the way over here, and we try to bust one more time before
Would
the
I-
rage ends.
Would
Get out of the
I
way of
get-
bustage.
advantage on my sleight of hand checks if I didn't even think of this, if I tried to use Mage Hand to help me pick locks?
I don't know if the mage hand can offer the help action.
Oh.
Is maybe
So it's not
The-
sentient, but
the
holding
arcane
3,
trickster-
you can now hold 3.
Yeah,
like
I'm using it.
The arcane trickster just lets you lockpick from a range as opposed to
Yeah.
next to it. It does not give you advantage mechanically, but that is up to the DM if they would like to do that.
Yeah, because I know the Mage Hand isn't sentient, but that would be one extra hand that I would be using to help me,
I mean,
that I'm controlling to
I mean, you do have cognizant control over it.
yeah.
we can try next
and
time.
Okay.
well, and if DM is okay with it potentially, I'm able to bust open 2 doors. You probably could theoretically try again, or I could just come over and bust it open.
Yeah.
Bust.
Whatever
Sexual
you two would like
style.
to do. Bust it down, or
Yeah.
what would you like to try?
No, it.
Koigrim is just like starting his way back,
Hmm.
to see if Celine still needs help.
May will go around to the unlocked doors with the water skin that Rocky gave them from the healing spring, and like give everybody like a drink of that healing water.
Okay.
I'll just let Koigrim. I'll just be like, I don't want to accidentally break any of my tools. So if you wouldn't mind.
Sure.
Bing. So, May, as you're going around too and like feeding people water, Idrithil kind of has like her face kind of like into the straw, like she's kind of curled up like that. She also has a metal plate across her mouth that's kind of locked in place behind her head. Arduil and Idrithil have those.
So while this is happening, could I cast detect thoughts? It doesn't say how many it affects. I imagine I have to pick one at a time, right?
Yes.
Okay. Let's see. On any one creature that's you can see within 30 feet. Okay, so I would like to kind of just first go try to detect thoughts on Kodra. I'm gonna cast this at 4th level.
Okay.
And go ahead.
Are you just going for their surface thoughts, or are you trying immediately to like probe deeper?
I am trying to validate that their mind is their own and it's them.
Sure.
So it's a little bit deeper, but not like I don't need to know what they're thinking. I just need to be able to tell that it's them.
Yeah, you penetrate their mind, and there is recognition, relief, and still a great amount of fear and like anxiety.
But it's definitely them.
Yes.
Okay.
Kodra kind of exits their cell and seems kind of more than anything focused on Arduil and begins working on
Yeah,
his mouth.
Quinn is also gonna head back over to Zilly and see if I can just get her to stand up and make sure she's okay.
Who was the other person with the metal plate?
Idrithil. This one here.
Idrithil. Okay. Yeah, we'll look at that, see how it's fixed on.
Sure. As you do that, it looks like it is a lock that is kind of fastened behind their head, and it has 2 chains that kind of go down over their nose and attach to the top as well.
I was gonna say, Koigrim comes into whomever this is, the tiefling person, gets like vague flashbacks to Demetrius's wife and is like, a person to help.
This woman has kind of stood up and has her back to the wall, and she, despite like the ragged shape of her clothes, she's standing with a great amount of authority already, like is dusting off her robes and
he's just gonna use his last key point to do Hand of Healing, which is just a little bit more good stuff.
Thank you very much.
Beautiful. I can try and help one of the people that have their face up. I can try and pick one of those if it's a lock.
Yeah, May would call you over to Idrithil.
Could I actually also send Quinn a message really fast? Just cantrip, silent, send Quinn message. We just fought a den of vampiric creatures. Should we not make sure that these plates aren't here to prevent something we don't want before removing?
She just gets back. I'll take that risk.
Okay.
And as he's just kind of helping Zilly stand.
Whew,
All right.
a bad place for a nap.
Yeah, not great. How are you doing?
Better now. And she just embraces you, like hand on the back of your head.
I gotta check in on everyone else, but
Of course, yes.
Yeah.
She begins kind of doing her little old lady stretches.
Yep. I'm just gonna like sprint across the hall over to Irina. Are
Quinn,
hi? Are you doing okay?
yes. Yes. And you?
I'm I've been better. um,
That's fair. This place feels different. Did you? It was you, yes?
we broke it. Yeah, it was all of us.
Good job, Quinn.
Thank you. Thanks. Uh, I gotta check on everyone.
Of course.
And I'm just gonna go through and say hi to
As
Yeah.
everyone.
like as
One
Quinn
more thing
walks
about
away.
Idrithil, I'm sorry that I forgot to mention just real quick. In addition to the plate on her mouth, she has like metal like things over her
Manacles?
hands, not
Oh.
manacles. They
Like mitts.
Oh,
like metal
mitts?
mitts that are. It could be assumed that she created some trouble for these people.
Well, I rolled a 22 to try and get the thing off her face.
You undo everything on
Okay.
her.
I run in and I hug Idrithil as well.
Quinn! Oh my god! I thought I heard things, but I wasn't sure.
That was us. How are you doing? Not great. I don't know why I keep asking everyone that. I'm
You're
are you-
fine, my friend. This was you. This was you all.
yeah, it was all of us. We came in, we killed the maw, we got him.
Really?
Well, there's still some type of ooze that's moving outside.
Yeah.
We don't know
that's
how to get rid of it.
Ooze.
Well, and
something
the
else
maw,
though.
yeah.
We gotta talk about that actually.
Okay.
I'm gonna check on
Please.
Code.
Yes.
Yeah. And then I'm gonna run in on Kodra and Ardawill.
Sure. Kodra has been kind of like fiddling with it. She has like one of the chains off, and
I'll go over and help and get the
Yeah.
rest of it off.
you get it. Yeah.
As like
Quinn.
Celine takes over, I'm just gonna grab Kodra and hug them.
I thought I'd never see you again.
You told me not to come, but I was never really good at listening
He's
to rules.
famously stupid.
My whole thing.
You know, I never took you
Famously.
for a rule breaker, but I have to say I'm glad. I'm sorry for doubting. I'm glad you had help.
Yeah, it was it was mostly we all contributed. We're all here to. Sorry, I'm flustered.
You're fine. This was horribly dangerous. Are you okay?
I'm okay. Yeah, I'm all right. I took a couple of hits in the fight, but we're all right.
Well, so too will we all be, thanks to you all.
I
Our
just turned.
instruments. Have
The
you found
instruments,
them?
where are they?
They took them from us. I don't know where.
I have Austinar's instrument.
How? Where is he? Is he okay? Is he out there still? Did they find him? Did they capture him? Take him somewhere else?
He
I'm sorry. Celine like says that in the back.
No.
he turned against us.
They have been standing. They kind of hand to the wall and kind of sink to their knees.
I didn't I haven't I look at Ardawill. How is he reacting?
He has been kind of just watching this, flexing his fingers. Hasn't really said anything, but is just kind of watching the interaction. Well, What's done is done.
He was working for the mall.
So
he
he sold
became
us out.
kind of... Sorry?
So he sold us out.
I think so. But I'm not... We tried to talk to him. I tried to talk to him, but he was... I don't know if he was too far gone or... I intercepted a lot of messages between different agents of this group. And he mentioned all of you, but he never mentioned me. They never knew who I was. And I don't know if it was part of his con or if he was new to this, but I thought there was something behind that, and we weren't able to talk him back. But we should, we should tell everybody, I think.
Koja from the ground kind of looks, they don't look up at you, but they just put a hand out kind of on your wrist. That must have been horrible.
I didn't see it when it happened. I was cut off from the rest of the group.
I saw it happen.
He charmed me.
What?
He charmed me. He told me to leave.
Yeah, when he, after everything, the room filled with blood, and I went to go collect the body for respect, and his body like burst and turned into this creature with many mouths that were just singing. So I think that whatever we might have interacted with towards the end was not him anymore.
I'm sorry you were not spared that image.
I've seen worse.
What was he singing?
Down by the reef bay, something,
He was
kind
singing,
of
Reeds.
He was singing an old Fumarian song.
Down by the reeds.
Down by the reeds. The Sirens of Fumar. I didn't know if there was meaning behind it or something.
It's a mean-spirited drinking song about the Blooming Rose graduates. Best that Irina did not hear. We should tell the others. See if we, well, if Ostenar had an heir. Well, this is unprecedented. We'll have to figure out what to do with his instrument. It will take all of us to decide.
I agree. I have ideas, but I wanted to talk to everybody first.
Let's do it.
We should collect your guys' instruments though before we leave.
Agreed.
I can help with that.
By all means.
I'm actually sorry. I introduce the Damercog to everybody, and I introduce everybody to the Damercog. So the members of the Damercog, as Grace said, is Zilly, who's Kender, an older Kender woman. The Kender are the people who like operate the pools of innocence in like the center of Terminus. Irina Jade, who is actually, I think Rocky might know who Irina Jade is.
Yes.
I do. Hold on, let me go back and look at my notes.
Irina Jade was your headmistress
Oh, yeah, she was
for
at
the-
Blooming
a
Rose.
time, but you didn't have any.
Which
interactions with her
academy?
directly. Blooming Rose.
Blooming Rose.
Oh, okay. Not
She
the
is
Black Rose.
She is the head of the Blooming Rose.
So she was the first one to kick me out of academy.
She
Right.
didn't directly, but you kind of just saw her at a distance. You never really spoke directly with her.
There's Idrithil, who's an elven woman, very loud, very kind of happy demeanor. Kodra, as everyone has met before, and then Arduil, who is kind of just like an elven man, but he's very quiet and distant.
They all kind of go through these introductions and meet you all. Kodra kind of like has a warm smile on their face, Rocky, as you kind of introduce themselves, kind of recognizing you, but they don't say anything out loud about it.
Rocky like gives like a small smile, but like is still holding May's hand and squeezes it a little bit.
I've not met Kodra, have I?
I don't believe so. Kodra is a non-binary Goliath person. They are mountainous, they are gentle, and as they're going around, they're almost kind of a familiar energy for you, Koigrim.
Mm-hmm.
There is a part of this network that we haven't explored yet, so we can take a look in there and see if we can find your instruments. What were you gonna? Sorry, Johnny, were you gonna say something?
Just like in introductions, like sees Kodra, like, hey, I'm Koigrim, you're Kodra, whole thing.
Oh, big.
Yeah, like, hey,
Spider-Man meme.
I see, yeah. I get where you're coming from. I see, yes. That's all.
Last time I cast locate object on one of the types of instruments Quinn told me. I think maybe it was like a harp or something.
A harp, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, you get pings from the northwestern part of the cavern, or
Okay.
well, of the dungeon, I suppose.
Sorry, I'm
Just
specifically helping like
lead.
carry people.
Oh,
like
if you want, you can direct Demetrius and he'll take point.
Yeah, I'm
Try
just
to, like, move them
leading
all as a
people as I
block.
can.
Yeah, you wanna second?
If you
like-
want, we can play pretend and know that they're
Yeah.
near us.
Yeah.
They're
we
all
don't.
nearby.
Yeah,
It is kind of
Oh.
what we're doing.
it is.
So
Playing
as you kind
pretend
of
in
approach this
D&D.
area,
Oh,
there
they're
are
literally right here.
desks. Yeah, there are a series of chests, none of
Hmm.
which are locked, but they contain, when you open them, the instruments.
I
What
break
else is
each
there
one.
in here?
Yeah,
So-
we're also gonna investigate this shit.
Yeah, this looks like notebooks with just like scribblings, like runes scribbled out and redrawn and redrawn and redrawn again. There are all manner of like vials and like bottles of like dirt and sand and like
Pocket sand.
pocket sand, just all sorts
Uh,
of materials and stuff. There's blood, all kinds of stuff, really.
I'd love to see. I'd love to see about money and stuff, please.
Make an investigation check.
Okay.
Treasure?
Yeah, so actually on one of the tables, there are 43 silver pieces
Hey,
that are kind of like in a brown like leather satchel. One of
How
which
much
has
is
been
that in gold?
inscribed with like runes and stuff, and then like scribbled out. Almost like
much
you have
is
a
that
dollar.
How much is
Uh,
that in gold?
Be 4 gold and 3 silver.
Yeah,
Oh.
thank you.
Rocky just holds up in their bag of holding. Like anything you want, and chuck in the wagon.
Actually, I have something I want to take out. And I just reach into Rocky's bag and I'm gonna pull out. I'm gonna pull out my loot.
Cool.
Das Loot?
It
The Das Loot.
is
With our powers
warm
combined.
and
Captain Planet.
almost grateful in your hands.
Oh, I'm sorry I left you, buddy.
All of these like books and glyphs and stuff, I'm gonna search and see if any of them might be like a spell book or if there's any kind of thing like that.
Yeah.
While he's doing that, I'm just gonna distribute the instruments back to their owners.
Okay.
Blin investigate.
I'll go up to Quinn and be like, could I have the other loot?
The broken one? Or the nasty one?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
The one dripping in blood.
No, yeah, the
That's
one
the
that I
mandolin.
found, the one that I found in the town and gave to you.
Yeah, sure. Do you want to learn how to play the lute? I can teach you how to play the lute. Okay. You've never. Why have you never asked me about it? Okay, I'll teach. Oh, okay, fine. I'll teach you later.
I've been on a boat for a long time.
Yeah, that's fair. All right.
May, go ahead and make. You made investigate. Perfect. So there actually is a spell scroll.
No.
There is.
I mean, yes. Great.
I mean, great.
I want it.
One
Yeah.
of those.
Ow.
it
You
looks
did
like
that
spell
was a
scroll.
Tory no right there. That you did.
It is for
May,
the spell.
like everybody just hears May go, oh.
So it is for actually the spell Arcane Lock.
Oh, okay.
It's pretty good. That's pretty good.
You can lock things so well now.
Magically, in fact.
I look at it and then like subtly give Celine a side eye.
Celine's just looking at the
rivalry.
loot.
A rivalry.
Celine's
Yeah.
just like looking at the loot and being like boom 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 boom
Boing.
boom 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 and like tuning it like boom 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 boom.
Celine's gonna try playing this for like 5 minutes, get frustrated, and then break it.
I don't know what you mean.
Play smoke on the water
As
for the
you're kind
next
of
3
plucking,
hours.
it like bounces off the walls of like this stone space around you, and you hear kind of chuckling in the group of Damercog, but not in like a judgmental, just like an appreciative chuckling.
Celine just like clamps the strings and is like, okay.
Whoops.
I have actual musicians here judging me. No.
Accidentally.
It's like appreciative. It's like an appreciative chuckle.
Oh, okay.
Like happy to see someone starting
Like,
the
oh,
craft.
like baby's first instrument.
Yeah. One of us. So yeah,
Yeah.
is there anything else that y'all are looking for? It's a variety of just kind of like supply. Like there's a compass, there's dirt, there's nothing super like valuable here. But if there's
In any of the symbols or anything like that, do I recognize anything that I may have seen like on like Damercog instruments or like
the instruments of the Damercog do have symbols emblazoned on them. Do they not?
Yeah, they have so like they have different kind of decorations. So like mine has like animals and stuff on all over, like hidden on all the like details of it.
Okay. Make a
Just any symbols like evocative of the Damercog symbols.
go ahead and make an insight check.
Okay. 27.
Is that all?
Fucking Jesus.
Is that? Yeah, that's it.
So the symbols that you see, it looks like there are a variety of circular patterns. You don't see any that are evocative of your instrument.
Mm-hmm.
However, in several different like expressions that kind of change, like almost different interpretations of like what it could be, you do see that the runes kind of echo the themes that are etched into the other instruments, the ones that
Okay.
are here and Austinar's,
But not the DOS loop.
not the DOS loot. In
Interesting.
some of the more like what look like the top papers, there are like a section of the circle of runes that appears blank,
Mm-hmm.
almost as if it's being like left for perhaps the DOS loot.
Right. Oh, I gotcha. Okay.
but it looks like earlier ones were kind of like filled
Yeah.
out and then scribbled, and then like this looks like a workstation where people were maybe working on figuring out what kind of runes they needed to be making.
Yeah. Okay. I just kind of like direct the Damerkog towards it. And just like I'm just imagining them as like the villain from Kids Next Door, the delightful children.
Delightful children from down the
Yeah,
lane.
they're just like this big blob of musicians just kind of like moving around the dungeon.
Yeah.
I just kind of direct them all towards it and kind of show them and just like work with them to like agree on that fact.
They appear to do so. They kind of investigate and are commenting on it, and they agree that these look evocative of the symbols that are on their instruments. Some of them pull them out and start, Kodra, as they're looking over these, kind of looks at like whatever the top one is, and slowly kind of holding eye contact with the other members, they take out a match.
Yeah.
And they light it on the wall. And they hold it and they make eye contact with you, kind of waiting.
Maybe we should wait on that.
Why?
I think I know what they were trying to do. And I just want to I just want to talk to everybody before we make any big decisions. That's
Alright.
so cool. That's so cool. Quinn says that. That was cool.
A grin kind of like quirks up their face.
What did she do? I missed it.
They took the lit match and
put it out on their
extinguished
tongue.
Oh.
it.
Badass.
Demetrius, as you kind of round the corner, what you see is a grate and what looks like a space for someone to be held.
That is just disturbing enough for him to leave and not say a thing.
Beautiful.
How are the? Yeah. Okay. Should we? I kind of looked at everybody. Should we get out of here? Is that?
We should
everything?
take care of the goo.
We should also maybe look at the rest of this place. Oh,
Isn't that it?
I think we've.
I
You've
didn't
mostly
realize that
explored
we
it all,
did.
Yeah.
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 What do you plan? What do we want to do with the goo?
I don't know, but when
Ooh,
we asked what to do with it, Grace said that we had the means to get rid of it, but we don't know how to. That was all we got.
We've got to seize the means of production and destroy the group.
Oh yeah, I guess it's okay. Well, I guess I kind of direct the Damerkog towards the goo.
Yeah, maybe the smarter older people might
The smarter, older, high-level bards
be
can
able
figure
to.
this out.
how could you exterminate this horrifying blood thing potentially, please?
Please, the goo.
It's awful.
It's the remnants of your best friend.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
It's some of it's blood from the altar. Okay.
Quinn is kind of gonna like sheepishly like, we're gonna talk about this, but this is what's left of Austenar.
That's disturbing.
You're
He-
telling me.
Turned into this.
Yeah. He turned into something else first, and then when we dispatched that, it became this.
I see.
And it does not seem to be fully dead. We also dispatched his foot soldier, whatever. No, it was the Maw, right? The guy with
The Maw was the leader. The
Right.
Maw was in
Yeah.
charge.
It was he was the guy with the four mouth, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Mr.
we did.
Fourmouth escaped through Hell Portal.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, I say that like we dispatched the Maw, but he turned into mist and escaped through. We thought he was dead, but then his body turned into mist and escaped through a portal that was open that we closed it, right?
We closed
Yeah,
it.
it's closed
Yeah.
down.
Right.
Mhm.
Led to some type of hell dimension or something not ideal.
If only we could have gotten the sludge to also go through there too before we closed the portal. That would have been nice.
Well, let us see what we can do. And also, just as you're looking at the goo, it appears to be more, like, for lack of a better word, agitated than it was. Hey, more.
I hate to interrupt.
It's barking.
The goo is
goo
The goo
barking.
is barking.
Oh my god.
Hey, yo.
Put a muscle mommy in front of me, and so would I.
It's more like agitated than it was. It appears to be in places like
Roiling.
roiling up
You'd say?
and like dripping upwards and then back into itself, but like has no substance with which to
Forgot how to make myself into a body. I'm just goo now.
The members of the Damercog kind of crowd around it, and Kodra kind of looks up at you. Just all of you. I think we're going to take some time to figure out what this is and how to deal with it.
Who plays what?
Like instruments?
Yeah.
Oh,
I got you.
thank you.
Arduil plays a harp.
Wait, could you point to them when you say them?
Okay. Oh boy. Okay. So Arduil plays a harp. Ostenar played a mandolin.
Okay.
He's not with us anymore.
Yep. Rip.
Kodra plays a lyre.
Okay.
I play a lute.
Okay.
Idrithil. Oh jeez. Idrithil
yeah.
plays a bandor. Bandor? I think so.
What is a bandor?
It's pronounced banjo.
I don't know. It might be some proto banjo. Zilly.
Proto.
Where is Zilly?
Yeah, where'd she go?
Where is she actually?
Yeah, underneath another member of
Underneath
the.
that token?
Yeah.
Of
she
the
might be
dome.
beneath. Oh,
Oh,
she's
yeah.
underneath May.
Oh, there she is.
She's
Hey,
just,
hey,
she's
like-
just short.
She's just little. She's just a little grandma. Zilly plays a cittern,
Okay.
and Irina also plays a harp.
Okay. All string instruments? Come on, guys.
Yeah,
They're all string
I think-
instruments.
I think a
That way
bandor
they
is
can
a
sing.
3-string instrument. A smaller lute.
So,
You got the Das lute. How about the Das flute?
Koigrim kind of pipes up from the back and is like,
We've kind of seen this before. We killed another person. It was when hi, Koigrim. So when I first joined the group, we dispatched someone named Fallon, and they turned into a goopy, terrible blood monster, and then into sludge, which I think May and I put into vials to take with us,
Right,
just to
but
see
it-
what it was. And when I looked again, it wasn't there.
Right.
Idrithil kind of like, some of it's gotten on her boot and she kind of like drags it on the stone floor. Well, hopefully it's not contagious.
I also don't know how relevant it is, but some kind of blood goddess appeared to me in a dream once and offered to make me the hand or something like that.
Everybody just turns to Koigra.
Oh,
That's
He's just like-
smooth.
Oh,
You too.
that's right. I only talked to someone else about that. That's right. Sorry. Yes. Yep. And so I imagine those kinds of deals are what make creatures like this.
Well, did you make a deal?
No. Made one later with a much more bearable person.
That's good. That's good. I hope you read the goop clause and that it was 0.
Oh, it's a nature clause actually. In this one, I get to go to a nice little thicket in a little grove when I die. It's nice.
That sounds lovely.
It's very pretty.
Well, I'm going to think on that to try to settle my stomach while I work on this. As Idrithil kind of like turns back to the goop and immediately does begin playing with it in her hands.
Do you guys know,
like
have any
silly
idea how
putty.
we might be able to get, like, cleanse this or get rid of this?
Irina kind of pops up at this point. Well, I believe that we could have a couple of avenues.
We already tried burning it.
Whatever this is, it goes beyond the physical. I believe it's anchored here somehow. Perhaps banishment, perhaps restoration.
Oh,
We can help with these. But what would you all like to do? What should we try?
Both
but
of those sound good. Well, banishment should be the last one we try, yeah?
If you try restoration, is there a chance that it might bring Ostenar back if it was originally him?
I really couldn't say.
with banishment, though, would it send it somewhere that it could come back from?
That's my worry.
Potentially.
Yeah, the thing about the maw also escaping, which is
Right.
troubling, is because it might
The blood
come
was
back.
headed that direction as well.
Yeah.
Before the
Right.
portal closed.
I'm gonna just roll something for
Rather
her.
not give it what it wants.
I have a jug. I have a jug that like purifies like water.
Oh,
If
wait,
I remember,
she's
we tried to keep a
advantage.
vial of it, and it
Okay.
Disappeared.
It disappeared.
So it was going in the same direction that the maw disappeared. That
Hmm.
makes me think perhaps it was following its master, but who knows what's left of it now? It's gone somewhere it can't follow.
I would recommend. I would like to try restoration. I am currently kind of tapped on everything that I've got.
Quinn. Irina kind of like, from down the hall, just kind of like raises a hand up to you. You've done quite enough, my friend. Let us.
We also don't know the effects of sunlight on it, so if we could get like a, you know,
It's up to you all. What you think we should try first. You interacted with it the most.
Let's try restoration.
Could we try restoration?
Maybe some kind of positive will negate the negative.
I'll give it a try. Irina Jade procures her harp and kind of begins to strum and begins to sing. And as she does, the goo begins to get more like a bug after you've sprayed it with something, just lashing out at the walls, splashing up the corridor. Kind of it sloshes over Idrithil's boot, and she kind of like ugh, and like backs away. But slowly, surely, it burns away. And what is left is the cold, pale, lifeless body of Ostenar Ethos. His mouth blackened, the contents of his mouth gone.
Oh.
The contents of his mouth?
Like tongue teeth we talking?
Just black hole now?
The maw.
Oh, fuck.
Well, he wasn't alive, but they did bring him back.
Would appear they perhaps used him.
I can bring him back.
Yeah, I think he's been gone for a while. That's the only thing I can glean from what we're seeing here.
Grace, how can I tell how long he's been dead?
Make a medicine check. He has been dead since he was killed by the group.
Us.
Thanks, Grace.
It's been a couple.
I mean, it's been probably like at this point
10, 20 minutes?
20
Oh,
or
okay,
30
okay.
20 or 30 minutes, yeah.
Okay. As long as he's dead for less than 10 days, I can bring him back. But I think we should have a discussion before we do that.
Why would you want to bring him back?
I would ask the same. Irina kind of like stands up a little straighter and crosses her arms.
He would know a lot.
He knows a lot.
though maybe not willing to say.
Exactly. Why would he not
Could
just
he
lie?
say?
Would it
I
be
mean,
safe
could he
enough?
say? He doesn't have,
A mouth.
Well,
Well, I mean,
right?
That's
we could read his
true.
mind, but the question is he was very formidable before we
He was formidable
stopped
against.
that.
he
Could
was
we
formidable- Sorry.
hold him? I was gonna say if we brought him back and he did not choose to stick around to give an explanation, would we be able to stop him?
Yeah.
Leaving.
Well, I mean, now it's not just us. We have the bards that are like at the same level as him, and he wasn't the one that took them down. They were all like ambushed and captured. Like he wasn't responsible for taking them and putting them in these cages. Like I'm sure up against them, at the very least, he would not stand a chance. And this way they can then like dole out justice the way that they see fit for one of their own.
Grace, am I correct in assuming that the Damarkog are like very powerful?
Especially
Okay.
together.
Okay. I just wanted to double check before I started cashing checks.
Well, maybe we should do this first. And Rocky like pulls out a length of rope. Just in case.
I don't know if that's necessary. I mean, between all the power we have arrayed here,
But is he not slippery? He did just randomly disappear on us literally 12 hours ago into the ground. And none of us know how.
that was yeah.
Maybe all of you fancy magic people could tell me, don't you need to talk to cast magic?
You do.
Some of it. But probably most of what he can do, yeah.
And
So
hey,
if he doesn't have,
But would that get healed in the bringing of him back? So maybe
that's a
he
good
would
question.
be able to.
Are you just bringing his soul back to his body, or
does anyone
would that
have
even work? He made a deal with something, probably,
Yeah.
and that thing might not
Have
be
him.
willing to let go.
does anyone have any way of speaking to just oh well fuck.
Yeah,
He doesn't have a
Terminus.
mouth. Never mind.
I don't know if that matters.
Ew, would it just be sound coming out
We-
of an orifice in his face? That'd be
We-
gross.
We spoke to a skull before.
True.
Gwen
The,
can do
the
it.
corpse must still have a mouth and can't be undead.
It
So
has a mouth.
he's got a mouth. It's just got nothing. He doesn't have any stuff in it.
Got no bits in it.
It's got no bits in it.
He's just gonna have
Him-
to gum through it.
He's gonna squawk at us. He doesn't even have gums. He would just
Yeah, it's nothing.
Oof.
Yeah, we
He
could
doesn't have
just-
to be. He doesn't have to be truthful to us in death.
death.
He doesn't in life either.
I see that bringing him back or trying to talk to him gets us absolutely nowhere.
Unless you guys want to hold him for a length of like give him over to the rest of your group to keep him imprisoned and try to work through,
Yeah,
therapy
what do we-
session it
what do we
out.
want from this?
I don't think we're. I just.
Irina
This
kind of
is-
pipes up. If he has made his deal, then I'd call this justice.
This is a Demarcog issue.
Kodra kind of standing next to Irina is like, I could also see the value in trying to bring him back, just to know whether it's possible. And Irina's like, what would that even solve? That would create so many more problems than it would. He's dead. He's dead. He betrayed us and he's dead. Why are we even discussing this?
Rocky puts her hand on Quinn's shoulder and says, if you want one more chance to get to speak to him, because we know you didn't get to really have that full conversation, that is more than enough reason to at least try.
But also at the same time, I feel like at one point or another, all of us were individually approached by this being, this hand, and were presented an option to take it or leave it, if you want.
Everyone else got that
However you wanna
too.
say. Yeah.
I,
Yeah.
Oh,
Everyone has had a dream?
Not me.
Not
oh,
me.
oh,
I think my dream was my mom.
oh. Well,
I was approached
Okay.
by them.
yeah, I was also approached. The point is, like, he made a decision already. We don't like bringing him back and asking him what the decision was. It's redundant and also nobody's business.
He knew where the DOS loot was. He knew I had it.
Okay. He also knew what he was doing when he agreed to whatever the hand offered him.
He didn't. Okay. I'm not convinced that Ostenar is an evil person.
I'm not saying he's evil. He's a person
I-
with wants. And
I'm-
the hand presented him with a want that he could not
Yeah.
refuse.
Demar.
Come on.
I'm gonna gently like place a hand on Quinn's shoulder and like use my other hand to gesture to each of the Damercog and the numerous bites and lacerations and things that we've healed, and just the general downtroddenness of them all, and kind of look at Quinn and go,
does a good man allow his friends to suffer so?
No.
Hmm.
No, they don't. I'm sorry. I'm kind of just.
You're processing. You have feelings. It's okay.
I'm just holding on to hope that there was something more to this. That it wasn't just greed. That it wasn't just power he was after. He had power. He's one of the strongest people in Terminus. He belongs to one of those powerful groups. I don't know why he would throw that away. Unless
Demar wrote that he was blinded by ambition. Easy to manipulate.
Typically, those with a lot of power think that there is always more that they can grab.
he's also a good liar.
Irina kind of opens her mouth angrily to speak, and Kodra puts their hand kind of like on her. Hope is what brought you here. Hope is what brought you here to free us. When all the lights of the world go out, I trust in the hope of the Damarcog. And Irina kind of like doesn't say anything.
It's possible he had a soft spot for me. It's possible he was trying to protect me because I'm young and everyone else is strong and could handle this kind of torture. But it's also possible that he was working from the inside.
Possible that he was going to groom you to join him, to become a part of this debased ritual.
Here's the thing. If we bring him back and we talk to him, he's not going to be able to run. He's not going to be able to get out. And he's not going to be able to overpower everybody here. So he comes back, we talk to him, and if I'm wrong, then I'm wrong. But if I'm not, then we've saved a person. We've saved a person from darkness.
Should we be doing this here, though? Should we?
No,
this?
we've got 10 days. We don't have to do this here. We can get out of here. There's a lot of despair here. There's a lot of trouble. There's a lot of hurt here. We should probably do this in a place less charged with kind of this energy.
Well, if we need to transport him somehow, we can. Rocky lifts the bag of holding.
Somebody can just carry him, maybe.
I will do it.
I don't know if the bag is that demeaning.
Poygrim had opened his mouth and Kodra spoke up. She's like, "Yep." I used to be around other strong people.
May's gonna go back to Irina's cell, or Idrithil's cell, and get the faceplate and the hand covers.
Okay.
Come back and just say, just in case.
Could I do an insight check on Irina?
Sure. Go ahead
And
and
see if there's something more than just general distrust to this?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god.
Gee, is that all?
30?
As she speaks and as she kind of looks down and regards Ostinar's body, there is a look of profound hurt in her eyes. She was in love with Ostinar.
Yep.
Are we maybe about to possibly try to save her love?
I don't
Or,
think
you
she
know,
cares.
make
I don't
this
think
twice
she
as
wants
painful.
that.
Or make
Well,
this
she's-
much worse.
It's gonna make worse.
Yeah.
So she's single.
She's single, is what you're saying.
Freshly
Hey,
widowed,
baby.
going back out to the streets.
Hey, baby.
Love
That
my
number
life
do
is-
be fresh and
Kodra steps
to get some
forward
back.
and scoops up Ostinar
Hmm.
to the surface. I've had enough of this smell.
There's a place not far from here. Or is it far? The city, the town of Dom?
The day's walk.
It's a day's walk.
A day.
Well, so it is kind of far.
What
Um,
time of day is it?
You don't know. Well,
I
May
know.
knows.
Get out of the forest at least.
I guess it's
Probably be
now
like what?
approaching
11 or noon?
no later because you kind of did this at noon.
Hmm.
It's probably
2?
4 or 5.
Hmm.
I guess.
No,
2 or 3. May, it's precisely 2:45
I say that to the group.
p.m.
I say we get out of here.
Yeah, let's go. I think just to the tree line and then rest for a spell, and I think we finish out the day hiking back out to the city, to the town, and then make our next move there.
Okay.
We're all. I turn to the Soul Seekers. We're all we're heading to Asteria after this, right?
Yes, we are.
Never been. Sounds like fun.
Okay. So, as you kind of go up the winding spiral staircase and emerge into the forest above, it is not quite as green as you'll see it here. But as you emerge, it looks like sunlight has once again begun to penetrate through the boughs of the trees. The trees themselves look still sickly, weak, twisted, but particularly for you, Koigrim, there's a palpable, there's a wind that whistles through the trees and it sounds like a sigh of relief as the hollow has been lifted.
This is much better.
That is depressing.
I would still rather not be here.
Let's head for the tree line at the very least.
Yeah. So you all make your way. Everyone kind of walking.
Should we collapse it somehow, or like cave in the entrance or something like that?
Do we have a way to do that?
Well, it would be maybe a little intense, but I could do something like telekinesis. Use my telekinesis to crush the doorway, but that's like one of my level 5 spell slots. I mean, if we're about to take a long rest, I guess it doesn't matter, right?
All the like the stuff that he wrote is still in there, right?
The Damercog kind of collected everything.
Okay.
What was Kodra like trying to burn before?
What we're
Pages
just talking
of
about.
the runes.
Oh.
What about the skull? Is that skull still sitting up there?
It is. The
What if we-
finished puzzle is kind of as you left it.
Would it matter if we maybe we'll try to like prestidigitate it clean from having the blood on it?
Okay, as you do this, it moves back into place, and the stairwell below you disappears.
Do we think that is enough?
Have any qualms about me crushing this skull?
I was going to shoot it. So, birds of a feather.
No way to get back in. I think that's a good
Koigrim.
call.
Celine
Koigrim would,
takes it and throws it against the wall.
Yeah.
We don't want anything getting back out either if that portal reopens.
So you
I
just
like
pick it
that
up and take it?
Grimace. I love that grimace.
Oh God!
Okay,
She
so who was standing inside?
Well,
I'm
it's
nearby.
gonna be me.
Yep.
May,
Wait.
I just prestidigitated it.
Celine, who else?
Koigrim, for sure.
Koigrim.
We forgot that motherfucker was trapped.
Probably Demetrius too would be, I assume, near it.
Okay.
Quinn-
If May
Quinn is
was
out.
near it, Rocky would have been too.
Quinn is out with the Damercog and he's like, listen, these guys, these people I'm traveling with, they're like super good, they're really competent.
We're gonna
they
kill
know
all
their
those-
decisions.
You
They're
Okay.
so professional.
We all fall into a pit
I
trap at
love
the same
how
time.
up until this very moment, Celine has been like, check for traps, check for traps, check for traps. But then we're talking about a dumb skull, and I'm like, I want to throw it, and now we're here.
whenever I see
Guys,
whenever I see Celine pick up and throw the skull, do I have like a second to do a bonus action?
Like a reaction.
you can have a reaction.
I don't have any of those. I mean, well,
Can you chronal shift us to the timeline where Celine didn't do that?
no, I
Or
used
to where
all
Celine
those.
did it somewhere else. You can't do
I
it
was
somewhere
gonna
else.
Misty Step away.
You know what I'd like? Well, I don't. So we'd have to use a bonus action. You're saying, right? We couldn't use an action to react
you-
with.
We have a
It's
reaction.
Everyone
Yeah.
except Quinn is inside.
Yeah.
You all have one
Yeah.
reaction. What do you do?
fucking shit my pants, I guess.
I mean,
But I don't got enough.
I mean, I could do shield, but I don't think shield is going to be useful here.
I love
I
this.
mean-
I
Dexterity
love this.
saving throws, please,
Yeah.
everybody.
Okay.
I can't
Fuck
tell you how
you,
happy it
dude.
makes me that this is happening after we finish the dungeon.
hey, not bad.
Okay, May, you
Oh,
succeed.
shit. Why is
Selene and
mine not
Rocky
rolling?
fail.
Selene, I believe you have evasion, don't you?
Where would
Really?
I find that? Features and traits?
16.
Okay.
I don't see anything about evasion. Oh, never mind. I found it. When you are subject to an effect that allows you to make a dex saving throw to take only half damage, you instead take no damage if I succeed on the saving throw, and only half damage if you fail. Okay, so I failed, so I'll only be taking half.
You will
Cool.
take half of this much.
Okay.
Koigrim, Demetrius, and May, you're taking half. The
I
rest of you
take
are
nothing
taking full.
because I also have evasion.
Well, I
take
guess
Hey,
all.
nice.
I'm taking a full frontal face full. All right.
So am I.
You did want to die, so.
Oh dear,
It's
I'm
true.
so
From
glad
the
that you
four
healed me earlier.
corners of the room, there is just like a as this sticky, fiery substance kind of explodes out and coats all of you.
Ah,
29 points of damage is the full amount, so
Did you say it's fire damage?
it is acid damage.
Oh, fuck.
Fuck.
It kind of like burns as it lands.
Okay.
Demetrius, you just succeeded, so you take half of this.
Have that. Gotcha. I was hoping I could take a quarter with if it was fire.
so should be 14 for half.
Yep.
14 is half? Okay.
Yeah, we
Ow.
we've kind of been going around solving problems all over the.
Fuck,
Yep.
fuck.
Whoa.
Rocky just growls in pain.
Celine, if I lose another limb
I'm
because
sorry.
of you,
I'm sorry.
I'm taking one of yours
I'm
in its
sorry.
place.
I'm sorry.
May starts immediately prestidigitating herself clean, and then everybody else.
Ew, 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 ew.
Selena's helping
ew.
with president. Selena also has presentation. I'm like, I'm sorry.
Celine, if you touch me,
I'm sorry.
Quinn just kind of stands in the doorway, like, what? What the fuck happened?
Can we flavor my evasion and successful dex saving throw as dumb luck?
Yeah, absolutely.
Is that cool? I'm just
You
standing,
kind of like
everyone
step
gets
to the
covered, and
side,
just
and it just like psh, in a perfect like
Oh.
figure of what Koigrim would have been if he had been standing there.
Oh, geez, that was. Oh,
Oh,
yikes.
But all of the rest of you, yeah. So that happens.
Like Nickelodeon from hell. Getting slimed. Fire
But-
slime.
The gate
you
remains
guys-
closed.
are you guys okay?
Yeah,
I'm fine.
great.
Ouch.
Okay, we should get out of the acid.
Yeah, let's. Can we fucking go to Hysteria?
Well, yeah, we can't.
Let's.
I think just one more day here.
All right.
I felt that in my soul.
Okay. So you all gather at the tree line. Kodra kind of lays down Ostinar's body and kind of dumps out the papers and kind of puts them in a pile. I feel very strongly that these should burn. But it should be a vote. This does involve our order.
Before we do anything, I would just like to ask everybody. I'm the newest member, Damarcog. I've only been here for about a year, and I've read a lot of things about the Damarcog so far, things that were lost. My father gave me a book that talked about the song, and it talked about Arcog. What is our affiliation to the Word Bearers?
Well, Koja kind of speaks up as the rest are kind of like looking around. From what I understand, the histories that have been passed down, Arkog was a word bearer himself and felt called to a different purpose, one that ran parallel to the word bearers, which was the pursuit of order. And I truthfully don't know what it was exactly that called him to music, to the song, but it did. But independently from him, the Damarkog historically were a branch of the word bearers, which was cut from them sometime after, well, immediately following rather, the betrayal at Balak. The word bearers, the first victims of law, fell, and the Damarkog still had their purpose. And that purpose was to make the world better through power. That purpose changed, clearly. Those that are most powerful are not necessarily those best equipped to positively affect the world. Now, it is what it is. We walk the world one conflict at a time and improve things where we can. In the histories, I regard the word bearers as our unfortunate cousins. We're not very connected anymore. At least that's what I understand. At least any more than any individual of us chooses to work with their order. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, yes, it does. I don't want to exclude the rest of my friends from this. What happens to Ostenar, I think, is between us, but what happens with those sigils?
Why would you want to preserve them, Quinn?
We don't even know what they are.
At worst, they are exactly what the Maw believes they are. A key to unparalleled power. Too much for one person, too much for 7. Irina kind of pipes up. For once, I agree. Idrithil kind of... But Quinn has a point. If we study them, know what they are exactly, what harm could that do?
we could know what they were trying to do. This isn't the end of this group. This isn't the end of this organization. There are others out there. The hand, the maw, the eye. There's a lot happening right now, and we're kind of the ones tracking it down.
Ardawill kind of pipes up from the back. Are you not worried that if their goals are aligned, they could find these runes from you and take them and accomplish what the Maw failed?
I'm not saying they should go with me.
I suppose that was
I'd say-
presumptuous of me as well, but they could be taken from any of us. Our instruments were, our voices were.
And maybe they exist just as long as it takes for us to study them.
But if you have an understanding of them, maybe they could get that too. There is someone here who can read minds.
Rocky looks the other direction.
And there are ways to compel the truth out of people.
Demetrius. In your voice, or I'm sorry, not in your voice, in your head you hear a little voice. Why don't you just give them a little push in the right direction? Please make a wisdom saving throw.
Fuck you.
Me?
That is a natural 1.
You are compelled to, as ardently as you can, defend that the runes should stay and they should go with Quinn. However you wish to roleplay that.
If there's one thing I know, it's that Quinn is reliable, trustworthy, perhaps a bit naive at times, but I believe that he has the best of intentions. The rune should stay with him.
Can I insight check?
Sure.
We're all just a bunch of fucking dorks.
I'm gonna also insight check.
Why? I'm telling you, this makes sense.
Demetrius, if anybody gets a hand on Quinn, then that is gone.
I'm far from
I'm here to
strong-
make sure that no one's going to get a hand on Quinn.
I am far from the strongest or smartest member of the Damercog. I think that I think these runes should exist. I think they should stay, but I think they should.
Well, they do exist on all of the instruments. If we really need them, the Damarcog can get together.
I think it makes more sense for Quinn to just hold on to them all. He's got
There's
the
a-
knowledge, the time, the intensity of study.
There
We're
is a
here to protect
reason.
him.
There is a reason that they don't meet together, and I think we are looking at it.
They didn't allegedly meet together before, and yet still here we are. So they might as well be in the hands of someone that can actively use them for some sort of good, some sort of power, something to
Demetrius,
a greater purpose.
they are not meeting here. They were brought.
So it would seem that keeping them separate has no true effect. At least in our hands, we would know that they're safe, and Quinn's would have the power to learn more. There could actually be something good done.
Are they safe? I have made a deal with a creature far beyond any of our comprehension. I can't say for sure whether that creature has eyes in mine or not.
It's true.
I mean, he has a point. I mean, what if this argument is the exact same argument that convinced Ostenar to eventually partner with the Maw? I mean, we might.
Only difference is that Ma isn't here. None of the hand is here. None of the others are here. It's just
No,
us.
but we are holding the same materials that it apparently seems like he was working to gain.
And we are
under the
going
influence.
and we are going to them.
I think that Kodra should have them. I think Kodra, as the person who wants to destroy them the most, in understanding them, will be able to destroy them. And once you understand them, I'm sorry, I've spent the most time with you, Kodra, and I trust you. I was very easily beguiled by Ostenar, and I know that can happen again in the future.
You're not Ostenar, Gwyn. Frankly, I don't know these Damarkog. I know you trust them, and I trust you, but I think all of us would feel better if you held on to these. And you will have the rest of us here to protect you.
I trust Kodra. If Quinn thinks Kodra should have him, I know Kodra as well, and I think the same.
Demetrius, what are you saying? We are actively talking against it.
Yeah, in Infernal, Celine will just look at him and be like, "What's with you, old man?"
Switching over to Infernal. Nothing's wrong. I just think that Quinn should have them. He's clearly the best fitted to hold on to these. We're not going to fall into the same sorts of traps that Ostenar or any of the others fell into. And at least while these runes are in our possession, we can ensure their safety.
Can I make another insight check on what he told me?
Okay.
Okay.
Can I also make an insight
Just
check? 'Cause I
fucking
speak
go with
Infernal
it,
as
gang.
well.
We've been talking, but Rocky, your original insight check, you notice that Demetrius is choosing his words very carefully.
Unusually carefully?
Not necessarily, just carefully.
I only rolled a 12.
It's kind of hard to say.
Yeah.
I think it's moderately clear where I would stand on something like this if we took a vote. But before we do, I would encourage you all to look at the division this thing is causing already.
Celine eats the paper.
Do it.
I'm sorry, Celine.
No.
I can't let you do that.
Additionally, if the Damarkog were about making the world better through power, and this is the source of that, one of the three pillars that these people are working towards is power lacking strength. Sounds like it. This could be exactly what they need. And the
An
fact
avenue
that they
for
exist
that.
at all.
We can take a vote. Zach, make a persuasion check. Demetrius.
Oh, it threw me off hearing
Sorry,
my actual
I know.
name.
It, like,
I was
slipped out.
like,
I'm sorry.
what?
I'm sorry.
No. You're
Who's
totally
Zach?
fine.
Zach, ew.
Oh, we're feeling so persuasive right now. How does the spicy 7 sound?
That sounds great. Thank you.
Okay, good deal. I get the feeling this is a check I want to fail.
Do you want me to make a persuasion check?
You don't get to.
Sorry.
No,
I'm
just
sorry.
a little boy.
Come on.
I'm gonna roll it. I'm gonna roll it just cause.
Sure.
Could I at
Let's
this
just
point
see what it would be.
choose?
Fuck
Wow.
No. Okay, calm down.
Maybe you can reconvert Demetrius back.
John, you was so
Convert
cute.
from
You
where?
left and your cat got up and like stretched and like looked at the door like, what the fuck? Where'd he
Bye.
go?
Look at it. Look at him looking at you now.
He's just
Yeah.
looking.
He's like,
We're just
So
like,
cute. Oh my goodness.
He's such a good boy.
What a
it
sweet
looks like he's got the
baby.
cutest like haircut that's parted down the middle, and his ears are like the swoops of the hair. Like when he looks
He's got
down,
a
it looks
little
like
boy cut.
he's got like a good
happy.
little Italian boy cut.
He's a good
boy
noodle.
cut. Yeah.
Look at his haircut. He's got a toupee, like the cute kind of Italian.
my God.
toupee.
Cute one of the cute kind of toupees.
Like I don't know,
the ones that are cute, you know.
the ones on cats.
Yeah.
Look at it. Look at him. Look
Coming.
down. It looks. He's definitely got hair.
Grace,
Mm-hmm.
what are our options for this vote?
So,
Well, we burn the paper, or we keep the paper.
there are
Well-
3 options.
Yeah.
Oh,
So you can destroy them, Kodra will keep them, or Quinn will keep them.
Fucking A.
Okay.
So we have to take a vote and we just order our preference, right? It's not a yay or nay since there's 3 options. We just say our first
we
choice
doing
is
a-
this.
Why
second
don't we
choice.
just vote?
No,
let's
let's
just
just say
vote.
yes or no,
Let's
yeah.
just say yes or no.
So all in favor of destroying. Ardawill and Kodra also raise their hands, so that's 5.
Uh-oh.
In favor of Quinn keeping them. Zilly and Demetrius, that's 2.
Hey, at least I'm not
Yeah.
Alone.
Hey, I'll take that.
All in
My
favor
dumb-
of Kodra keeping them. Idrithil raises her hand as well. And Idrithil and Irina raise their hands, so that's 3.
So 4. 4? Because I have
4.
my hand and Quinn has got their hand.
So
Okay.
the majority has voted to destroy them.
Rocky immediately uses control fire and burns them.
Okay.
Nobody can stop it.
Unless anyone has a reaction to stop it.
Silvery barbs.
Counterspell.
Logistical
shift.
question,
Mm-hmm.
Grace. I
could
don't want
use
to be too
firebolt
meta
instead.
about this. Like, I don't want to be too
I
meta
can tell
about it,
you
but
what
like,
happens as this goes on.
Oh, okay.
So as the conversation goes on and the vote is happening, the center of your chest begins to get very, 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 very uncomfortably hot. You do take a point of fire damage, which I think for you is nothing.
It doesn't round down to nothing. I'll
Okay.
take a point.
You take a
unfortunately.
single point of
Indigestion.
fire damage,
I'll take it. I'll take my lumps.
but
Just so
nothing
you
else
Eating
happens.
those pickles.
And as this happens, like it's not like you were charmed, but
Okay.
The influence?
you don't feel like you have to.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there like, am I aware of like the cognitive dissonance? Because previous to that, I would assume Demetrius would have been in favor of destroying them as well. But
you
is
are.
I am aware of the cognitive dissonance. Okay.
did Celine see him like be uncomfortable? Would Celine have seen that?
Demetrius, are you trying to hide it?
No, if I feel like I have literal heartburn, like literal heartburn.
Then yeah, Celine, you see it.
Yeah, Demetrius just kind of like, doesn't like crumple over, but just kind of like hands on knees for a second. Just
She'll
like,
go over and put a hand on his back, and an infernal be like, "Are you okay? What
No.
happened?"
Something's wrong. My mind is not entirely my own.
Oh
Rocky looks up at that. And
no,
then said-
we're talking infernal. Are you? Do
I-
you speak?
I'm
I speak-
I'm
I
speaking
speak
common
infernal.
right now.
Oh,
well,
damn
I
it.
speak infernal anyways, but I look
Okay.
over and
I'll just
infernal
look
say,
at Demetrius.
"Do
Yeah,
you want me to make sure that your mind is alone?"
Your own, you mean?
No, I mean alone. Like that
Either
nobody else is in
either
there.
would be. Can you? Something's wrong. I just felt myself, my desires, my personality altered. I wanted to destroy those papers, those runes, but I didn't.
Okay.
Irina kind of like hefts her instrument and takes
Rocky,
on a
we're-
little bit more of an aggressive stance, but doesn't move to do anything.
We're still following you.
Demetrius is going to toss his gun to Koigram.
Yep. Yeah. Koigram 100% like was already like,
It was like he's
Hey.
doing this.
I'll take
Yeah.
it.
Rocky walks
Like-
over and puts their hands just to the side of his head lightly, and at 5th level,
Mhm.
cast detect thoughts. And since he's consensual, I would like to do it as a deep dive.
I would like to willingly fail if that is an
Wonderful.
option.
You can do that. So, in addition to whatever thoughts you get in Demetrius's mind, oh, it's you again.
Rocky snarls slightly, audibly, like you guys can hear me snarling.
What a pretty presence. Interesting.
This is just a meta question.
Mhm.
Dominate person requires me to be able to see the person physically, so I couldn't just use that on like the mind
Correct.
space of them. Dang. Could you imagine if I dominated
That'd be
them
cool.
out
God.
of Demetrius's mind? Like,
Fucking
get the hands.
exercise
Satan.
that bitch out of there.
Rocky, is there something there?
Hold on. What else can I? Okay, let's see.
Irina has also come over and joined you and is kind of staring Demetrius in the face and is kind of messing with your clothes a little bit, Demetrius, if you'll allow it.
He doesn't care. He's way too concerned.
Demetrius, you said you had a dream.
Look deeper.
When
The
was
target
the
must
last
be missing.
time?
Oh, that's a good question. In
I
game
think it was
time,
last night.
Yeah.
Was
It
it last
literally
night?
last night,
Okay,
yeah. Last night.
okay. Last night, it was the second or third time. Prior to that, it was, well, before we went into the Feywild.
What did they say to you?
They wanted in.
And
They
he
want-
let them in. They're here. It's the same one that was in Fallon's mind.
I didn't voluntarily let them in. They
Did you make a
tried to-
deal?
They tried to strike a deal, but I refused.
When I refused,
Inside check
she
that.
still tried to exercise control.
Rocky's in my brain right now. I would assume
yeah.
she can actively see,
See
the
if
Yeah.
that was true or not. Yeah.
the
So he denied the deal, but the thing still got in, is what I'm seeing, or
You kind of experience Demetrius's memory of the event as he's kind of thinking
Okay.
about it.
Hmm.
You see that the hand approached him, promised, like, said that perhaps they would make him the eye, mentioned that they could not see into the territory of the Maw, and somehow dominated part of him and wormed her way.
okay.
Into
Can I
him.
tell how much of a hold? Like, is it as much? Because with Fallon's mind, the thing was like a full shield around Fallon's mind. I could sense that Fallon was there, but I could not contact or touch or see anything Fallon. I could only see them. So with Demetrius is like, what's it like in conjunction to Demetrius's mind?
Make an
Especially since
Arcana
he's willingly.
check with advantage because Irina is helping you.
Wait. How do I do this with advantage? Right click on it.
Just shift.
Yes.
Shift and click.
Roll.
Hey, great.
what in
I
tarnation?
19?
guess.
I don't know what in
I'm not
tarnation.
sure what that is, but we'll keep it.
I don't know. I just right clicked and it said change it to advantage. So I changed it to advantage.
Okay.
2d20 KH1
I don't know what that is.
plus 3. What?
Either way, so as you both are kind of thinking about this, it feels like she, like physically in his mind, it feels like if his mind had like corners, it's like she's tucked away into a corner. And Irina, as she's kind of like rustling through Demetrius physically, kind of takes the front of your shirt and opens it.
Mhm.
There is a single red dot in the very center of your chest, about the size of a fingertip. Oh, Jesus.
Rocky expresses too. She does not have the hold on you that she did on Fallon, but she is tucked into corners. She's kind of burrowed her way in. Maybe we can push her out together.
Don't I?
She's listening right now. Be careful what you say next.
I mean, she can listen all she wants. She's going to get evicted is what's about to happen.
Irina, what
And she says that in Infernal specifically because it just sounds more intimidating.
Irina, what do you see?
A mark. He's been marked. Look. You see it. It's the size and shape of a fingertip in the center of his chest. It's red.
Can we fix this?
What does this mean?
I think we can fix it. I don't know much about this, but I have my universal band-aid. Hold still. She is going to cast Greater Restoration on you.
Ooh.
Ooh.
And
I
you...
like that canonically Band-Aid brand exists in Terminus.
Ye old band-aid. And yeah, it melts away.
Is-
And there's
Is
a
he still
sound.
in the mind?
Demetrius, only Demetrius hears this. I will not be. And she's cut away.
Perfect.
Ah, bitch.
Get thee hence, Satan.
Is the pepperoni gone?
Yes.
The fucking like emotional whiplash Demetrius has like experienced is just like, I think she's gone. I think that's worked.
Can Rocky confirm? Because I think I'm still linked,
Yeah.
right?
It is just him.
When
Yeah.
can you do that?
I guess I technically could. I just don't have that. I don't have that capability currently.
Looks very
It
useful.
would be good to look into.
We may have
Power,
been
not
able to
the
save
knowledge.
Fallon.
I wanted to make my rat smart, so
DG's very important. Just as a go ahead.
May just
What?
turns a different direction.
Just as
What's
a point
more
of question, by the
important?
way.
Curing the people you love or smart rat?
Just as a point of curiosity, so I
The
know
two
that
genders.
I couldn't use like dominate person obviously on that mine to get them out, but if I had used dominate person on Demetrius and said you will evict them from your mind completely, like because and if he willingly submitted to the dominate person, would that have worked? Would that have been enough force of will to force
Man.
them out?
If only there was someone who knew.
Golly, that's crazy.
So, what are y'all doing?
Also, just as a side note, Rocky, as you like double penetrated my brain,
Don't say that.
Hate that.
Dimitri, you just got like overwhelming grief in Demetrius. Just like the worst fucking self-hatred
Yeah.
and grief.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
I think it's there
Hell
where we'll take our bio break.
Hey.
Oh, God.
Oh.
hey,
Woo.
You had me worried for a second there. I was
I
like,
was-
what?
We'll
No.
end
And then I
our
looked at the
session.
time.
Go.
Caffeine pills are better than doing monster anyways.
I don't want to die.
I keep going out of focus. There we go.
Well,
So-
we should focus and get back.
Speaking of focus, what do y'all say we just troll back into it?
Yas.
Get jump right back into it.
Oh, yum, yum,
So-
yum,
I'm
yum.
really glad that we jump into it every time instead of like walking or rolling.
I've always been more of an ease in to the pool, like
That-
little inch at a time.
Let's try this one more time.
So that was
I
a
really
strange-
believe
so
in
that
us.
was a strange 3 seconds that we had, gang. We should next we gotta talk about Ostenar. And I turned to Damercog.
Yeah. Are we setting up camp right now? Is that what's
Can
happening?
we be somewhere else though?
We went to the edge of the forest, right?
We're at the edge
Like
of the forest.
we're at the edge of the forest now. We're not right next to the place
Oh.
anymore.
Where do you all wish to go? Is there somewhere where we can settle this quickly? I guess, well, he's not going anywhere.
He's not.
We should do it in daylight.
We should do it somewhere off this fucking island.
Does anyone here have a way to get us to Asteria?
May
Man,
just raises her hand. Yeah, I can.
Irina kind of pipes up. I can't go to Asteria. I've been gone. I have duties. I have people I'm sure are wondering where I am. I can't just go to Asteria.
Well, Asteria is where we're going. If we need
And
to
we
settle
didn't-
this here, let's do it now.
Whatever
And
you
we
do
didn't
with
exactly come.
this, I don't care. I want
No.
out. I'm done with it. Whatever you do, I don't care. Take it with you. I leave him in your capable hands.
This is the tiefling woman.
It's Irina.
This is the one that loves him.
Only Quinn knows that.
Okay.
But yes.
We should.
Would it not make sense to have the full strength of the Damarcog behind us before we attempt this in case something goes awry?
All I know is I can't go all the way to it.
Should we do it
We
here then
all-
before we
All of
separate?
us have duties.
Let's do this here.
Okay.
Then we will go.
Let's decide first. We look. This is all of our decision.
Feels like a
Irina,
Damarcog
I
thing.
understand if there's not.
I just don't think any good could come of it. But
I understand what this means to you. And I know that I'm not against if you don't want to be a part of this, then I'm sorry. I don't know what.
it's okay, Quinn. This isn't your doing. And I think I understand your motivation. I think he has shown us very clearly who he is.
I agree.
But
I think
it's not up to just me. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off.
no, I'm. I guess I'll make my case. I understand that Ostenar betrayed us, and he hurt all of you. In ways that I didn't think he was capable of. But a part of me still believes that he's not fully capable of it. I think Ostenar is good at lying. Probably the best of us at lying. And I think Ostenar took it upon himself to try to take these people down from the inside. And I think he went to great lengths in order to do that. It's a hunch, and it's based entirely on the fact that if he was honestly trying to work in service of the Maw, he could have very easily sold me out. I am perhaps the weakest among us. And yet, I was the one who was spared. And it may just be a holdover of compassion that he had, or it may be something else. But I know I seem naive, and I know that I seem like I make dumb decisions, and I do make dumb decisions sometimes, but what that isn't naivete, it's stubbornness. I believe all of us join the Damarcog because we are, in our hearts, good people. And I don't think that's any different from Ostenar. I know what he did is unforgivable. But sometimes when you're facing great evil, you have to do unforgivable acts. And I could be wrong. I might be wrong. I'm not trying to say with certainty what this is, but it's just what I'm feeling. And I just feel like I have to try.
Make a persuasion check.
It is a minimum of 10, so
Yep.
A 2 on that. Jeez. So 23.
Okay. Everyone, like, kind of looks to Irina, who has kind of not taken her eyes off of you the whole time you've been speaking. It's so annoying when you meet someone that's better than you. Just be careful. I won't lose another of our order today.
That being said, I do need to wait until tomorrow in order to do anything.
So, camp.
Camping.
I'm sure this village is lovely and all, but I think I can whip up something better. And Irina kind of begins to swirl and wave her arms
Stop.
as
Oh my
from
God.
the ground where previously there was nothing, out facing the valley, not the forest, there is just a tower of opal, amethyst, wrought gold that just expands up and up and up, glittering in the afternoon sunlight. It doesn't look crazy large from the outside, but it does have a set of double doors.
Rocky
Fire.
glances at it and then glances back at May and then glances at it and then mutters under her breath to May, "That's a little ostentatious for security purposes. Yours is better."
I appreciate you saying that, but mine is a bubble on the ground.
I've got to fucking learn magic.
Well, we can
I just
enjoy
look at-
our talks over better food that I'm sure we could find on this place.
There's food.
Come in.
Oh my God.
She kind of like opens the double doors wide, and what lays beyond, defying the kind of it's large. It's like a tower that wasn't there before, but it looks like it's maybe like 20 feet across.
It's
Inside,
bigger on the inside. We've
it's-
all seen
yeah,
Doctor Who. Yes.
yeah, it's that.
Got it.
Pretty.
You said it was Irina that did this?
Hmm.
Just like stepping in to Irina. What do you call this?
Well, I call it mine, but
Great, I
me
mean like the
just-
piece of magic.
the Magnificent Mansion.
Okay.
Rocky mutters really quietly, "Show off."
Have you studied anywhere?
Me?
Yes,
A little bit in Nero.
but not Fumar.
Not Fumar, why?
If you're ever in the area, you may make an excellent blooming rose. And she kind of like drifts inside.
Thank you?
I doubt that.
Rocky also kind of mutters like, "She's the one who kicked me out."
What does the blooming rose do?
They famously, Celine's like, they famously fuck.
They do other stuff.
And mostly fuck. They fuck but fancy.
May
Yeah, I mean-
immediately like
So
goes
bad.
red.
I mean, that there's a reason why I was very confused when Quinn told me that that's not normal because the first place that I ended up was at that stupid school where they kicked me out, but not before they told me I should fuck everything that walks to get my way. It was a very confusing time in my life.
So not. What is no? Quinn is like, that's not how any of that works.
It definitely worked, but it wasn't the only way, as I have learned.
Are you sure you actually went to the right school, Rocky, and not just ended up in some warehouse in the wrong area?
You went to the.
I went to both Rose schools. I was at the one first, and then I got kicked out and went to the Black Rose, and
You
then
went to the Booming Rose. That's the one next door. That
you mean the Gooning Rose?
The Gooning Rose.
The Gooning Rose is the one next door, and it's a dude in a shack at a desk.
Did she tell me that I would make a great courtesan? Is that what happened?
I guess not real. Okay, no.
Was
Blooming
she
Rose.
hitting on you?
No. No.
Rocky looks
Blooming
more
Rose
mad.
Quinn kind of stops for a second and just looks. Is the rest of the Demercog heading in?
Yes.
Okay.
Quigram is immediately asking where the kitchen is, where all the food is made.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm just pulling it up here.
Oh, we get a map?
Yeah. Hell yeah. What do you think this is? Amateur hour?
Oh,
It is.
got him.
It is amateur hour.
It's
but
100%
deleted
amateur
everything.
hour. So you kind of step into
Oh, fuck
this like
me.
gilded ballroom area.
God damn.
Rocky's
Gee.
the
like,
opulence.
look-
Is this fucking Versailles?
gonna say, Rocky
Demetrius
is
steps in and
definitely
immediately
disgusted.
takes his shoes off. It's like, oh fuck.
As
Rocky
you do,
purposely starts smearing mud on the floor and like looks disgustedly around at it, even more so because of the conversation that May just had.
as like Demetrius, as you kind of kick your shoes off, they're just drifting from between like doorways and through the halls are these bodiless purple robes that just kind of pass through. And as you take off your shoes, one of them, like a set of robes comes and they like grab up your boots and they carry them to a closet and put them inside
Wait,
and
I
close the
want
door.
those back. Oh, okay, all right.
And then Rocky, as you kind of like kick off some mud, they like one of them appears and begins like doing this with their long sleeve to like wipe it away.
Rocky
just
lifts
re-
one foot and wipes it on the wall.
It
I just
goes
realized
up
too,
the wall.
Demetrius only has one boot.
Oh yeah,
He only has one
kicks your
boot.
one boot. And just goes, but please make yourselves at home. If I am an excellent witch, I'm a better host. So please, bedrooms are this way, kitchens are this way, and she kind of describes like the maps of this area. There are these grand winding stairwells that go up and around. Countless bedrooms. There's a kitchen, a grand opulent dining room, all sorts of stuff. There is like a light classical music that kind of wafts through
Oh
the
my
air.
god! Oh my god! Demetrius feels uncomfortable now, almost like he's talking lower to whisper. Is there like an actual bathroom?
Yes.
Like
I was also about
Demetrius
to ask about
is
a
going
bath.
to go first thing to there and just like
Grub off
Everything off.
after the literal bloodbath we all had.
Oh
yeah.
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 Bath.
All
Yeah.
of the bedrooms have private
Baths.
bathrooms with like hot
Oh.
baths running already.
Is there
Oh
a
my
study
goodness.
or a
Oh my
library in this tower that I can access?
Yeah, there is a library.
Okay, I would like to go look for spell scrolls. Rocky wants to steal them to give to May.
May
Make him-
immediately is going to take a bath.
Yes, same with Celine. Celine is just like
Bath.
submerging.
We have
The-
not had a bath in fucking ages.
All of the water is scented with lavender and chamomile.
Oh my god.
Rocky, make an
Um,
investigation check, and Quagrim.
Before like Rocky disappears, Quagrim would like, let me get in the bag, and he like goes in and gets all of his spices and things and like hobbles over
Yes.
to the kitchen and immediately like starts like correcting the robes that are making certain foods.
Yeah.
Essentially starts running the kitchen.
I can
Demetrius
They
make
is
me-
going
quickly
to, like-
take to your direction.
Demetrius was like halfway naked and then realizes, wait a second, Iris, come here. And just gonna get Iris and just flop her down into the bathtub.
She goes and
Oh,
just,
baby first.
just water splashes all over the place. It's not the biggest tub in the world.
Oh
If Iris
Enough
is
to
currently
comfortably
a fire
accommodate you,
element, Iris was a fire element last, right? So does that
yes,
mean that the
she's-
water like steams and turns it into a whole sauna in that room?
It fogs up the mirror. Yeah. She
Oh,
rolled.
I
Yeah.
love that.
Good stuff.
Right. With an investigation check, you do not find any spell scrolls, but you find a great deal of like folklore type entertainment-y stories. One of them is very lewd.
Rocky does pocket that one.
Extremely lewd.
What you say? I'll
In
take
detail,
that.
please. What about it is Luke?
So,
Oh,
it's
Tusk
about.
Love?
Shit! No, it's not Tusk Love. It's a totally different, also very sexy sex story. Thank you.
Okay.
Gotcha. Okay.
What's it called?
What's it called?
It was a
You gotta
code
give us
Grace.
a name.
Must
You know what it should be
come.
called? You know what it should be called? It should be called Unshackled.
But
For those who know what that is,
Just call it
no.
butt stuff.
No,
Johnny
no,
knows what that is.
absolutely not.
It's just
John-
butt stuff.
No,
No, Johnny knows what Unshackled is.
It's an HP fanfic, right? I'm not.
It's a very dark HP
Yeah.
fanfic.
Okay, yeah.
It's
Am I
a-
immortal?
It's a
Oh.
it's a Draco Hermione dark fanfic.
and it's like it's
We're gonna drop a link
Horrid.
to that in
What?
chat.
Okay,
No.
so
don't
the
do
name
that.
of the book is.
Jonathan, how
Bonded
do
by
you know
thorns?
that?
Hold on.
One dark window.
The name of the
Guys,
book is.
I'm not talking about me right now.
What I learned in boarding school is. Sense and sensuous.
Okay.
Ooh, okay.
And it's a very sexy story about the owner of like a bathhouse that is working and like owns
Ooh.
owns his little business and is running things in a small town when suddenly a very sexy mercenary arrives and needs to
Ooh.
have like his wounds cleaned, but oh no, he's being chased by bandits, and so they have to go on the run together because now he's involved, and it's just
Enemies to
goodness.
lovers slash in with one room with one
not
bed.
enemies to lovers,
slash-
more just like
Oh,
Oops.
like oops, we're in this now. Shit.
oops! I'm in.
Oops,
Oh,
just
yeah.
the
You
tip.
know,
Oops, just the tip.
Oops, slipped it in.
Johnny. It makes me laugh so hard that you knew exactly what book fanfic I was referencing. I have to know. Did you read it?
I
Started it?
read about, I want to say 15 pages overall, kind of
Okay.
interspersed, and was so horrified that I put it down, and then I don't know if any of you
Picked
know
up the
my friend
Bible.
Ruthie, but Ruthie happily reads any
Yeah.
and all garbage. Her
I like
favorite
smut,
like
but dark
series
smut's
is
hard
like
for me.
Ice Planet Barbarians. She's ace
Okay.
and just
okay.
does like, but just thinks it's hilarious.
I
and
read
so
a lot
she
of
read
smut
My
too, but
Immortal, she read
dark is hard.
Unshackled, and then she like
Yeah.
broke it down for me, and I was like, "That's horrid. That's I
There are
cannot."
trigger warnings.
Is that like a
on-
video or
Holy cow.
something where
No,
she
I'm-
like breaks it down, or was
I like
I
the part where
don't
they talked
actually
about
know.
fanfics for a long
Yeah,
time.
gang, you gotta
Sorry,
focus.
sorry.
Anyway,
I don't know. What is anyone doing?
I'm taking a bath, dude.
Yeah,
I
bath.
actually
Yeah.
have something I would like to do.
Okay.
I would like to I would like to go to Demetrius's room.
Okay.
Mm.
And I'll just
Demetrius says, "Yeah, he's full old man naked in the bath with Iris also in there, we're just hanging out." I'm in.
okay. Quinn opens the door, sees him in the bath, and is just like unbothered. Steps in. I shut the door behind me. Is there like a chair, like a chaise or something like that I can sit
Yeah.
in? Okay. I said chaise. I assume there's something. It's like a fancy chair. I don't know, something like that. I sit down. I kick my feet up, and I start kind of just like playing gently on my lute. I kind of just sit there for a second. All right, I think we're sufficiently weird.
You want me to stand up out of the bath? Would that
I'm
help?
good.
Make it more.
You don't have to do that. You can if you
Okay.
want. It's not. You're good.
I'm comfortable.
Okay. I feel like we have to talk. Is that fair to say?
Possibly.
Yeah. I am not angry with you. I want to make that clear. Um, I tried. I was okay. That's not entirely true. I was angry with you. But after saving everybody else and kind of getting rid of the goo, I feel better about what happened. I still don't feel great, but I'm not upset with you. Just to be clear. I know that I tried to talk to him. I tried to help him see reason, and it was dangerous, and we had to make a game time decision. And I know that's what you did.
It is.
So my issue isn't with you killing Ostenar. My issue is with what you're doing to yourself.
That being,
It hasn't been long. I know. And things are obviously charged, but whatever it is that you're doing right now, this version of yourself, I know it's not you.
when this is who I've always been. Not everyone is blessed with such positive optimism such as you. I've seen and done things that I'm not proud of, and I'd be lying if I said I didn't have some regrets, but in truth, I don't think there's anything I regret enough that I dwell on it. I will admit, though, that what happened in the Feywild, it didn't go like I wanted it to. What? Thalia and Ophelia are safe now. That's all that matters. But
I want you to find. I wanted you to find your peace in your own time. I wanted you to come to terms with this pain and see where it was leading you, but I can tell this is destructive. This isn't who you always were, because I remember the man who journeyed with Celine and I from Mralbach to Laughlin's Rest. And you can lie to me, but I've dealt with better liars than you. This might be who you were, but it's not who you are.
I don't know who I am anymore, Quinn. If it wasn't for Iris, if it wasn't for you, Celine, and May, and Koigram, and Rocky, well, I reckon I would just I'd take a ship out to sea. And I'd follow that sunset. Till I met my end. But, for better or worse, I feel begrudgingly responsible for you all.
Well, buddy, the feeling is likewise. Here's the thing. Um, I'm not really someone who falls in love or has feelings like that. Um, but I know it when I see it. And I know she was hurt, and I know that she was in pain, but I also know that she walked across plains in the hopes of seeing you again. And you did the same. And you don't find shit like that. I know it's fresh and I know it's new, but we're going to Asteria soon. And you'd you'd be lying to yourself if some part of you wasn't going to try to make you interact, make you see her. We both know you want to go to Asteria.
You.
So talk to her.
I got rid of the stone.
You're hurt, man.
Yeah. I'm hurt.
You're allowed to be hurt. Just like she's allowed to be hurt. But you don't fix anything by retreating.
You can prevent more damage from being caused.
I suppose. But that's not productive. And it's not what you want. And it's not what she wants. And it's not what Ophelia wants. I don't want to act like I know how to fix everything. And I know I'm offering unsolicited advice here, but I see a path that you're headed down. And it worries me.
I liked who I was with her. Ophelia. I liked, even after a certain time, the voice that I put on as part of my cover. The longest time it felt forced, garish. Hard to say. Didn't felt like me, but as I built this life, Thalia, as we had Ophelia, the line between who I was pretending to be and who I was became so blurred that they seemed to mesh together. And now, with my service gone, Thalia gone, and Ophelia gone, I don't know who I am anymore.
Well,
Bless you.
I would argue that Ophelia, Thalia aren't gone yet.
Maybe. I hope so. I'd like to see them one last time.
I know I'm just Some kid.
You're more than a kid, Quinn. You're one of the smartest, most empathetic, and emotionally intelligent people I've ever met. Don't let this world break you like it broke me. Hold on to that. Hold on to you. Whatever it is inside of you that is so God's damned optimistic and caring, don't let that slip away. Too many people do.
They're um the thing about things that are broken um is that they can be fixed. Um I stand up. I want you to do what you feel is right, but I hope that you know that love isn't something that's lost in a day. It takes time. It takes a concerted effort to break it down. And there was a misstep today. There were mistakes made. There were things that happened, but I don't think it's gone yet. And at the end of the day, no matter what, you'll still have us. So I better not see you looking at buying ships, old man.
Might be old, I could still kick your ass.
You probably could. I start stepping towards the door. And I just
Beatrice will stand up out of the tub.
I'm not turning around.
He goes over and gets a towel. Walks over to Quinn, just kind of slowly wraps arms around him.
I hug him back.
Just pulls him back. Well, I suppose it's about time we get ourselves something to eat.
I suppose so.
I'm goddamn hungry.
I clap a hand on his cheek, and I step out. You should put on pants first, though.
Fuck it, this is my room. I'm gonna do what the fuck I want.
I leave.
Under his breath, Demetrius just goes, "Thank you."
Anytime.
Well, let's get the goods put away and let's find ourselves something to eat.
Don't call them the goods.
Man, I love y'all.
A beautiful dinner is prepared. You have all
You're
the hours
welcome.
of the afternoon and evening to spend as you wish. There are a variety of there are paints, there are instruments laying about, there are like board games and dice and chess. Windows that feature shifting views of like Fumar and the Fumar skyline. And around evening time, with Koigrim's help, there is a fantastic dinner of like what looks like some kind of roast pig or lamb or like some kind of animal with like vegetables and just the heartiest meal you've had in quite a long time. Do any of you wish to do anything before night falls and you take your rest?
Do you know in Avatar: The Last Airbender how when they
Yes.
would have like spooky little scenes and somber little scenes, they'd have that horn in the background that's like kind of like tinny. It's like boo
Yeah.
doo doo doo
Yeah.
doo. That's a Sungi horn. Koigrim plays those.
Hey,
Hell
And
yeah.
Koigrim would love to if there's one around,
Yeah.
he'd love to pick it up and start jamming with the gang.
Yeah, Zilly is kind of the first to join you. And then Idrithil kind of joins in, and then Arda will kind of like slowly smile, like fights a smile, but it spreads across his face anyway, and he chimes in. The ambient classical music that has been playing stops, and the chamber is filled with the music of you all.
Oh, Quinn's absolutely getting in on that as well.
Yeah,
is there like do they have like a big ass fireplace?
definitely.
After like her bath and everything, when May comes out, she would play like a board game with whoever wants to.
Adorable.
I feel like Rocky would play with her, but like need the rules explained in great detail because Rocky doesn't know how to play any of the games that exist in this world.
We'll play chess. May will teach Rocky how to play chess.
We're doing the
It's-
Queen's Gambit.
It's in the study, so it's kind of like darker sort of lighting. The light kind of comes from the fireplace.
Could we bring it into where everybody is?
Yeah, absolutely.
So bring it to town.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Just kind of, this is like the first actual kind of break we've had
Yeah.
like ever.
Yeah. The night begins to pass pretty peacefully. Anything else? Anybody?
Yeah, I just throughout the night, whenever there's a moment, Demetrius would like to go over to Celine, actually. Just like kind of 2 drinks in hand as he goes and offers one to Celine.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Just kind of stands there awkwardly for a moment. It's come to my attention that I've been in a fairly sorry state as of late. I have let the better part of my inner demons get the best of me, and I have lost myself. I just want you to know that I am back.
Celine, like, as soon as he opens his mouth and, like, that comes out of his face, just the biggest smile, like, lights up her whole face. And she puts the drink down and just, like, woof, like, goes into him.
All right,
Just
all
the
right.
shit out of him.
That's my girl.
And she'll just be like, missed you, old man.
He'll just give her a big old kiss on the top of the head. Did you find anything good to steal?
I haven't really been looking. I've just been enjoying this
Well,
bath.
then what in the fuck have you been doing?
know.
Come on,
Listen,
Celine.
I like
we
a
gotta
bath.
get this shit
It was a
going.
good
I
bath.
know this place is. This
For the
place is
record,
nice.
there are like those little soaps that like hotels have
Like hotels.
in all of the bathrooms. There's like a little
Prepackaged.
pouch of like soap, and then there's like a little vial of like
Interesting,
shampoo and
interesting.
conditioner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I might. I'm thinking small potatoes right now, but I'm kind of on this soap. This soap is really nice.
Make sure you get all the soaps. Because they replace them. They don't cost much
Yeah,
to
yeah,
replace. And we're going to
exactly.
be on the road a lot. So
One
why
of
don't
the-
you just...
Waving robes that has kind of been drifting through kind of like stops full body in the middle of this conversation,
We're like quiet.
and then flies back up the stairs.
Okay, that's going to be a problem.
How would a robe snitch on us?
It
Could a
comes
robe
back
snitch?
down a minute later with its sleeves full of soaps as they're like dropping out, and just flies like into the kitchen.
That robe fucking hear us? Does it understand us?
Does it have do? How?
How do the robes know?
I want to leave.
What would happen if I tried to wear that?
What languages
robe?
does a robe speak?
Yeah. What?
I feel
I don't
like
wanna
Rocky
be
at this
here
point
anymore.
would have told May about the book that they found in the library and be like, they don't have any spell scrolls here, but I did find this very educational book in the library.
Like how?
Well,
Maybe
if you
I'll
are
just steal one of the
considering joining the school, you should probably read this book. Rocky like slides it across the table and has like one of those like really like essentially dressed, you know, like those drapey long dresses that are like very off shoulder, and she's like distressingly laying among flowers, and then there's like a man with really tight pants standing above her all muscular and stuff. Like Fabio hair.
Was never cut out for school, I think. And she slides it back.
He's like, oh, okay, it's, you know, there's some very interesting things I found educational in there.
But the beds here are pretty big.
Rocky jokes.
May is just looking at the chessboard.
Just a
Your
tomato.
move.
It's your turn, Rocky.
Rocky's still like gasping. And then like looks at the chessboard and then looks at May and then looks at the chessboard again. And I was like, you know what? I don't think I actually got my bath before we came down. I'm gonna go
Okay, great.
find one. Rocky finds May's bathroom.
Okay.
I think after that. Yeah.
So the night passes.
It certainly does.
We
It
fade to
certainly
black. And you all kind of wake up the next morning having finished your long rest.
I do eventually take a bath.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's very nice.
Please. And thank you.
No.
So glad we.
So,
I checked my room. Are there any more soaps?
as the morning arrives, there is again another little pouch of soaps and a full, like 2 full vials of
I take them.
shampoo and conditioner.
Oh my god.
As you're grabbing the shampoo, it smells identical to the perfume that Quinn was wearing at the beginning of the game.
Hey.
Same
Safari
flowers.
and shit.
It's a nice like jasmine and musk
Mm.
kind of, you know, or like peony and musk. Yeah.
Fall back.
But as you all kind of awake and I assume begin to gather.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think the discussion begins now.
Irina, kind of the lady of the house at this point. Well, we only have another hour or so, but actually, I don't know if that's true.
I think it lasts 24 hours.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, never mind. She doesn't say that because she knows how the spell works and she's smarter than me. So, well, here it is. And she has kind of Ostinar's body on like a table that has been brought out, and he's kind of just laying there. What do we all wish to do?
Here's what I can offer. I'm sure. I mean, this is probably paltry to a lot of you, but I can speak with him as a corpse and see if he will be forthcoming about anything, and we can make our decision then. Is that okay with everyone?
That's a good plan.
This isn't. I don't like. It doesn't like affect his soul in any way. I don't bring his soul back or anything like that. It just makes him talk.
All
He
right.
doesn't have to be truthful. He doesn't have to be honest. He doesn't have to be. Or any, he's not compelled by any of those things. But if this was all a ploy by him, then at this point he has no reason to hide it, right?
That's true. He's all yours.
Okay. And I will cast Speak with Dead.
Okay. What do you ask?
I believe I got 5 questions. That's a statement. Did you betray the Damarcog?
I did. His words are surrounded by like a gurgling.
Ew.
Koigrim very, very quietly leans down to Quinn's ear and just goes, "You should ask why.
And I didn't hear what you said.
You should ask why."
Why did you betray the Damarcog?
To become the eye. To gain power over all. And drive the rot out.
What was your plan with the instruments?
A wish for the maw.
For the what?
For the mall?
For the
maw.
maw. Also, am I audible? I can be louder.
You are. Yeah,
Okay.
you are.
You're good.
It was just that last. It was just that last
Yeah.
thing. But
Cool.
are you still loyal to the mall? To the mall?
My soul belongs to him.
Maybe we should ask about the rot.
Or maybe we should ask why he never went after Quinn.
What does it matter now?
That's beside the point of this structure. What is the rot?
The one who rules the hand, the gut, the maw, the source of the demon corruption.
Oh boy, time to update our little spreadsheet.
Yeah.
Well, I have egg on my face.
There ain't nothing wrong with believing in some good in some folk.
Yeah, Celine's like rocking and like trying really hard not to be like, I fucking told you. She's just like,
Well,
I'm gonna go somewhere else.
If his goal was to drive out the rot, it was not entirely malicious, right?
Yeah, but
Just a
He
little
wanted-
self-righteous means of doing so.
Right.
Every dictator thinks they're going to be the one on top that reigns benevolently forever.
Uh,
At,
The things that have been done in the name of good for the good of all are quite atrocious.
no one's going to say anything about Demetrius?
Say what?
Okay.
What?
May, you gotta pay attention to stuff like this. We're in a serious situation.
Okay.
How'd you sleep last night?
Rocky goes beet red.
Let's focus on what we're doing.
Okay.
Okay. So,
Irina kind of has like a hand over her mouth, just eyes big. The other members of the Damarcog are standing by kind of quietly.
well, after that little cross-examination, I'll say this: I'm not as confident about bringing him back.
no, I would agree.
Why is that?
There's no reason to lie.
He said he wanted to drive out the rot. I don't understand.
You also
What
said
if-
that the soul belongs to the moth.
What if he was just saying that to make us feel better about taking him out? So that we wouldn't bring him back. So he couldn't be used against us in the future.
Can I roll an insight check?
Yeah.
I didn't even think to do that.
Well,
Well, I didn't
still
think to
great
do it.
score.
Hard to read.
He's a good liar.
You don't have like a minimum roll of 10 or anything?
Not with insight.
So, are we believing that like, does it seem like the eye is not? We've heard a lot about people wanting to become the eye. Is the eye the one who leads? He wants
It's
to become-
theoretically at the top of the body that they are.
He didn't list the eye specifically when he was mentioning. He mentioned the group and then he said the one. So maybe the eye is the place of also the one, but it could just be that that role is still unfulfilled. Demetrius might have been the current prospect for that,
Perspective.
Perspective. Yeah.
and that didn't work out. So they might still be looking for the one or the eye,
They are
and the one is the one
promising-
who's the mind is the voice that I've been hearing, the one who's invading our dreams.
That is the hand, I think we said.
Yep.
So, but they are promising people to become the eye. Fallon wanted to become the eye. Ulrich.
Maybe
Ostenar.
even Ostenar.
Right. Well, that is what the Ma wrote, I think.
He wanted power and he wanted control. And he was willing to torture the other member of the Damarcog to get it. I'm always willing to admit when I'm wrong. I'm fairly convinced at this point.
Quinn, I don't know that you were.
This is Irina? What makes you say that?
Just a feeling.
That's a big change from last night.
I'm not often surprised. and I'm certainly not happy about it. He was always a big dreamer, had grand ideas about how he'd run the world. To throw our order under the bus, to sacrifice us, to grant himself immeasurable power. He could put he could purge the world of everything.
You sound sympathetic to his methods.
Less sympathetic and more analytical. If I were him, it's what I would do.
I don't think the ends justify the means here.
I agree. I think he was based on that conversation. To purge the rot, to grant a wish for the maw. That reeks of someone planning an insurrection. What are 5? What are 5 people? I don't know. I don't.
Even if that is true, don't. He would have eventually needed all of us to get the wish.
So
It's possible. It's possible he was just working with the Maw to sow discord.
he was looking to become this I. What do we think of the I? Is it above the others? Equals? How do the 3 we know of operate?
Well, the hand was taking people. The Maw was eating people. And there's what, the gut?
Right, we don't know much about the
We
gut.
don't know anything about the gut. Maybe the eye is seeing people, or
It's spying, gathering
tracking
information.
people.
Are any above the others?
I think
From what
they're
it
in
seems like they're in like
competition.
competition.
With everyone wanting to be the eye, it makes me think that's going to be the big one, but it's hard to say.
Who?
Maybe they'll all combine into one being once they're all chosen, and the person who's the eye is the only one who's going to be in control and sentient and commanding of that one being once they're together as one.
Did the Maw care about being the I? Raised
Not-
in some way?
No, the Maw was offering the eye to Ostenar.
Well, and I think he wrote that
He doesn't even think the eye exists or matters.
well, yeah, that they won't need the eye. I think that the eye is probably the greatest of them.
But it's only being
And
promised to their mortal servants.
right. I think that they want to achieve whatever this is and dispose of it.
Hmm. This is very interesting.
I'm just gonna try to get a read on like what the fuck is going on with her.
Okay. Go
Like
ahead and
if
make an insight
she's
check.
yeah, low chance. But if she's like, you know, hey, actually not
Oh,
fucking
Hey,
bad.
nice.
Hey, yo!
So the gears
Let's
are
go.
spinning so hard that like you can practically see the smoke coming out of her ears. She's trying to wrap her mind around what the eye is. And so like there's nothing weird going on with
Okay, so
her as far as like
May
if I
doesn't
can
get the
pick up
sense
where
that
Ostenar left off, anything like that. No.
right. Okay.
Um, she's thinking very hard about the things that she's saying.
Is she trying to like does it seem like maybe she's trying to like justify him in her mind because like of her feelings or like
You don't get that read so much with the 24. It seems almost there's like a coldness in her face when she speaks of Ostenar specifically. She's kind of switched modes from like, oh my god, I can't believe he betrayed us, to she is now she is the
cut it off.
headmistress now.
Yeah.
She's kind of like, just you can see it happening in her brain as she's like thinking.
Okay.
What does everyone else think?
I think it's best to put him to rest.
I don't think we're going to get anything out of him. We try to bring him back. That's even assuming we could. He said his soul was the others. Might not even be able to bring him back, even if we wanted to.
And even if we did, the only thing we could possibly do is maybe to try to convince him that Quinn is going to carry on his work, make him think that he completed his grooming successfully. And maybe he would tell Quinn what his plan was so we can use that as a lead. But that would all depend on whether or not we think we could fool him, which has not successfully been plausible before.
Kodra kind of walks through and like puts a hand on you, Quinn. What does your gut tell you?
Bad choice of words.
Honestly, after everything, and it might sound foolish, but it's still telling me to bring him back. I don't trust him. I rationalized him hurting all of you. I made it seem like it made sense. And I don't know, reflecting, it just clicked in my mind that I'm not okay with it. But I think there's still something here. And if we're wrong, we're wrong, and we're in a position where even if he is lying and even if he is tricking all of us, one of us will catch it.
If we do bring him back, Quinn, and that's a big if we even can. I don't think we should do it here.
And
I
you
think
said,
that we should be doing it somewhere safe and secure. I think Asteria is probably going to be the best option.
And he even said that his soul is not even his anymore. So for however long he is still alive, like, it still ends the same.
I mentioned it in passing because it occurred to me. But if his soul is something that he promised to the Maw, he might have an agreement similar to mine, which is that when I die, there's nothing that can be done. No magic, no spells, no rituals. Once I am gone, my soul is sent to the very wild to live forever. The deal that I made was made with someone who is a lot kinder than a demon. And if even a kinder being has such stipulations, it doesn't make sense that a more horrid deal maker would allow one soul free passage unless they could use that soul to get information, to listen, to watch. Whatever magic you just did to make that corpse talk doesn't seem to me to be magic that brings souls back to bodies. I sincerely doubt that any magic you perform will free his soul from whatever bindings that he has put himself in. It is entirely possible the corruption of his soul has already begun.
Not to mention the bindings that he will swiftly find himself in once he is revived, because there's no way this man is going to live freely after what he's done and what he has openly admitted to doing.
And are we bringing him back just to kill him again? It seems cruel.
Yeah. Even for him, who outwardly and without remorse acted cruelly towards the people he called his friends and family. So I feel like if you really care about him, you will let him go.
I'm not trying to sway your decision, my friend.
I am.
I do want you to make the choice that you deem wisest. But as someone who I've been fooled a lot. A lot. It's kind of easy, actually. Be careful that you do not believe in someone's mask.
I guess at this point, my only thought is that if he is binded to the Maw and his goal is here, is earthly, is on here, then he would have absolutely lied to us and painted himself in the best picture possible for us to bring him back.
So you're telling me right now that he's doing reverse psychology on us?
No. Maybe. I don't know. But
You genuinely believe, after everything that he just said?
No. Listen. What I'm saying is, if he were lying to us, if he wanted to come back, he would lie to us and tell us everything we wanted to hear to get us to convince convince us to bring him back. He didn't do that. He told us that he was loyal to the Maw, that he was going to be in charge and go after power. I take that as the truth.
Okay.
I am at a point where I
Well, if it is the truth, we don't want that.
And how many
Yeah.
more times are you going to enable him and allow him to put himself back in a position to possibly do this again?
that's what I'm saying. I don't think I want to do that.
Okay, then. Okay.
But it's not just up to me. It's up to the Damarcog.
Okay.
Right.
He's one of ours. And if we decide what to do with him now, we should at least decide what to do with his instrument.
Well, don't you all have to have a minimum number of members? And
It's not. I mean, no. There's no like. We're not going to like.
But- I mean, each instrument must have a player, no, for you to be complete.
I will find an heir for Ostinar's instrument, Irina kind of says. I'm the best suited to. And Kodra kind of, well,
I think. I think I want to do it. I want to find somebody to replace Ostinar.
okay.
We take him out. I think we should be the ones to find his replacement.
Well, I'll admit, I think you are a better judge of character than me. Here.
Take it.
Be discerning. Be smart. The future of our order lies in your hands. Just as it did.
I won't let you down.
Worked out well the first time.
End of Ostinar.
Shall we vote?
Yes. Just gonna real quick.
Yep.
Okay. All in favor? Irina, Zilly, and Kodra raise their hands. All opposed? Ardawil, Idrithil, and Quinn raise their hands.
Is that a draw?
Well, Arena kind of steps forward and takes a sheet and kind of pulls it up over him. Let's let things lie. I think
Yeah.
they're... Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
I was gonna say I was gonna go over and hug her.
She is in headmistress mode, and it takes a moment before the stiffness relaxes. Only you feel it, no one else sees it, but she wraps an arm around you, and it feels tired.
May kind of like, I'll go get the, well, I'll go get ready to take us to Asteria. This will go away and do the teleportation circle.
Okay. I think it's there that we will end our session for tonight. I'm sorry, I know we went a little bit over.
We can
How
keep going.
dare you?
Oh, fuck.
There's so much that just happened.
I feel like I've been holding my breath for 3 hours.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.